a bottle of...
Oh, shit. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
Where the hell is the fucking Hall of Fame?
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
How dare you say such things about a widow?
Did she eat the corpse?
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it flow into me. I can see inside you the sickness is rising.
I think he's some kind of darky.
Seems that all that was good has died.
He living in my coattails.
Oh no, the world is a scary place.
Quiet down on the Christmas show, for fuck's sake!
Now that you've woken up the demon in me.
Whose idea was this?
Why?
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You
Sit on my face.
fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
Go, get it.
Open up your hate and let it flow into me. Why can't you just fuck up and tell me to get down with the sickness?
That's it, you.
Fuck you, bring this shit, I'm down with the sickness. You do it to this thing, if you're the fucking organ, get down with the sickness.
He got out.
Here it comes. Get ready to die. Get ready to
Fuckers!
Die.
First off, a cheap plug for those of you that have been thinking, should I get the four-way with Chico, Larry Sweeney, Delirious, and Ruckus? Vinny has now seen the match.
Indeed.
He is here to review it for everybody today.
This was awesome. This is a fine show, and this is entirely due to a gentleman, a fine gentleman, a wonderful human being, an amazing man.
Thank you.
Named Larry Sweeney.
Oh.
Hate to break it to you, your arch rival, your greatest foe, your most hated opponent is in fact awesome.
He is an awesome man.
Awesome. I had never seen Sweeney as a babyface before. He cut a 5-star babyface promo beforehand. He then came to the ring. Apparently because he was not champion, he was not using his traditional more music. No, he had a new song, and it was Holiday Road from Vacation.
Yeah.
And he came to this song, and he was high-fiving everyone, and then he got in the ring, and he proceeded to put on the greatest strutting display I have ever seen.
It's quite a strut.
Oh, my God. Oh, he's awesome.
He's a great man.
So then they did the match. Match is a very simple story. You had the hero, Larry Sweeney, the villain, you,
me,
and there were two other guys there
yeah.
who were there to unintentionally run interference, and the villain ran away from the coward ran away from the hero, and he managed to avoid him forever until the two interference guys were eliminated, and then suddenly he had to fight on his own, and they had a great battle. There was a wonderful back and forth encounter, and then the hero triumphed.
He did.
He made a comeback, hit a bunch of moves, hit an elbow, and won.
That's exactly what happened.
It was fine. It was awesome. And Larry Sweeney, seriously, how many guys in WWE have more in-ring charisma than Larry Sweeney?
There aren't very many.
Cena, in an entirely different way, Undertaker, and that's probably about it.
He's a very charismatic man.
He's astounding. And Delirious is also extremely wacky, and Ruckus is cool, and Bryan, you held your own.
I held my own.
You fit right in.
But what about my gear, though? That's the big thing.
Okay, the swim trunks, they actually would be perfectly fine. They're just brown, short, sort of shooter-ish looking shorts. They don't look terribly different than anything Homicide would wear. They don't look like they're terribly different than anything.
You just compared me to Homicide.
In swim trunks, mind you. With one notable exception, and that being the big faggy bow in the front.
It's not a bow, dude. It's the thing you
tried the drawstring in an enormous bow.
I had to. They're size 34.
That's what made it so awesome.
This bow was gigantic.
So that worked, and to be perfectly fair, Bryan, let's be honest, you had the best physique in that match.
I may have, sure.
It's either you or Delirious.
Yeah.
And to also be fair, you also had the whitest tan.
I was the whitest man in the ring.
And in there,
in many different ways.
Even there, Ruckus is black and Larry Sweeney is Larry Sweeney. So really, you only had a chance of out-tanning Delirious, and, well, you failed.
And he's a lizard.
And he's a lizard, and he's still tanner than you.
Lives out in the sun all the time. He basks in it.
That's true. I was thinking in a cave, but lizards do bask in the sun.
They do bask in the sun.
So you had some stiff competition, and you failed.
I did fail as far as the tanning was concerned, but Yes, I watched the match, and I was happy with it. So
A hearty endorsement from myself.
that's right. So for those of you that are on the fence about it, there's a hearty endorsement from young Vince. You can go to IWCWrestling.com and purchase your copy. There's already a short review on the board, which was largely men making fun of my trunks. How dare they? But yes, it was. The battle is available right now. I believe it was available on Monday, and if you ordered on Monday, you already have it by now, no matter where you live. So great service, quick service. You get the whole DVD with the entire tournament, all the other matches on the show, the Motor City Machine Guns, Awesome Kong. It's a fine DVD, so I recommend everybody check it out at IWCWrestling.com.
Bye.
Anyway, that's the review there for all of you.
Da 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 da. It's the one and only Chico Double G. Da 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 da. You know I'm mobbing with it. Top dog, bite them all, yeah, I'm burning it up. GPGC, you should be turning it up. CBT, NBC, yeah, we cooking back up. And when they bang this in the club, baby, you got to get up.
We did a music video.
Yo, what we living it up. Taking chances, but we dancing in the party for show. Slip my girl before we fuck when she crept in the back door.
That fucking ruled!
Yo,
Mark, what's going on?
what's up, buddy?
How you doing, Mark?
Pretty good.
It's Vinny.
I didn't think Mark would remember you, but, Mark, the other day, for those of you that don't know, Mark's a buddy of ours. Just thought I'd let everybody know. That's all the introduction you need. The other day, you emailed me out of the blue, and you mentioned that you were a big fan of all people, Mike Adamle.
I am.
This from the man that, for those of you unaware, he loved the old ECW, and then this
great.
new version came about, which
Hate it.
sucks a cock,
Yeah.
and you hate it, but
Yeah, no one likes it, right?
no one does.
Oh, that's true. Nobody likes it.
But you're the Mike Adamle.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd
like
also
my
say
dad.
this. I'd also say this about Mark. He refuses to watch TNA in part because the ring has 6 sides.
Yes.
So he's a man. He'll pick something and hate it, and his mind will be made up.
Yeah,
But he likes Mike Adamle.
I do hate the TNA ring.
it does suck.
It's the most awful thing ever. But Adamle, he's all right in my book. Like everybody's down on the guy so much because he fucks up all the time. Like, but all the fucking announcers suck. Like, they all fuck up. JR's fucking retarded. Like, the dude fucks up constantly. He calls all the divas by the same fucking name. Like the dude's a fucking idiot.
So
And everybody hates Adamle. And, like, I just look at him and he just looks so sad. Like, I just feel bad for the guy, you know?
he does look very, very sad.
He
He looks
really sad. Like, just give the dude a fucking break, man.
He did look very, very happy when they called him out during Raw to do commentary for that one match. He was overjoyed.
Yeah, he looked thrilled.
He did.
And then he said all those weird things during the match, which was just hilarious.
Mark is a big fan of that. Now, Mark, you of course not a fan of the new ECW, but let's talk about this week's show because this was the 100th episode, the 100th shitty episode of this program.
I guess they're not including all the real episodes of ECW, am I correct?
No, this is just all the sci-fi crap.
Yeah.
Been on the air for almost 2 years. Can you believe that?
Yeah, 2 horrible, horrible years.
2 years of your life you've spent watching this shit.
Jeez. You just made me feel really bad.
Let me tell you what I got out of this show. I got to mention one thing, because they do this all the time when they do these anniversary shows. Throughout this show, they showed a bunch of clips from, like, great moments in ECW on sci-fi history, which is comedy in and of itself, but there were some things on there that you look back and you went, you know, that was pretty cool. I remember that WrestleMania rematch. That was pretty damn good. In fact, I think it was better than the actual WrestleMania match. And you watch all these clips of the so-called great moments and you realize Boy, this show really fucking sucks nowadays.
Yeah.
It sucked
It's
back
gotten
then,
really-
but Jesus Christ, it was better than it is now.
Yeah, I mean, at least, like, in the beginning they had, I don't know, 5 or 6 ECW originals.
You know?
Now they have Nunzio, or I should say Little Guido, and
Sure.
Dreamer.
Dreamer.
Of course.
Yeah.
Stevie Richards on commentary.
Stevie Richards.
Oh, yeah, Stevie Richards. Jesus Christ. I always forget about that guy. You know why?
Story of his career.
Because nobody fucking remembers that guy.
Let's run down this show here, and I'll let you comment on all the segments and all the individuals.
Okay.
It opened up with Adam Lee coming out and explaining everything that happened last week. He said he lost his cool, which of course made no sense since nothing happened for him to walk out. He just walked out, but that's beside the
Yeah,
point.
they didn't really set it up at all. He just started from the ringside area. I thought, like, he was dying or something. You know, I thought it was real for a second. I was like, what the fuck is Adam Lee doing?
Mike Adamle is like a year younger than Ric Flair. Think about that.
How old is Ric Flair?
He's like 59.
90? Dude, looks terrible.
Hey, you know, we haven't talked to you about Ric Flair. What do you think of Flair's last match in his retirement
I
ceremony?
thought his last match was spectacular. I was disappointed that he had to go out, like, by getting super kicked by Shawn Michaels in the cheesiest moment in wrestling history. I'm sorry, I love you, kick.
Not a fan of that.
Like it's like kicking your grandfather into his fucking casket.
It was. That's what
Give me a
happened.
fucking break. It was ridiculous. And then, like, the next night on Raw, I was, like, crying, and there's the fucking 4 horsemen. Whoop-a-doo! Fucking the 4 horsemen, they looked horrible. Like, gimping down to the ring, half dead.
They were old.
Mark, they're old.
They were.
And then, like, hey, let's bring out John Cena, because I know Flair and Cena are, like, fucking homeboys. They're the best of fucking friends. They got so much history.
Sure.
Like awesome.
So you didn't shed a tear is what you're saying?
No, I wasn't.
No.
No, like, Flair should have retired fucking years ago, before, like, he started having saggy tits and
Well,
all his hair started falling out, you know.
it was sad. Ric Flair never should have gone bald. That's for damn
Yeah.
sure. So anyway,
Yeah.
Adam Lee was ranting and raving about how he played in the NFL, which is true, covered the Olympics, which is true, hosted the Gladiators, which actually got a ton of heat, said he made some mistakes. He was happy to admit that. He said he loved WWE. He was going to do his best to be a professional. Says, despise me if you will, but enjoy the show. And that was it. They never made any mention of this again.
Oh.
Is that the end of this storyline?
I have no idea.
I believe the answer is yes.
Because I think that's what they do now. They start something up and they're like, it was funny for a second.
They did. Nobody knew this was happening last week. This was Vince in the middle of the show, just told Adam Lee, come to the back now. And Adam Lee came to the back and he sent him home, and he did the same with Taz, and nobody had any fucking idea what was going on. But they all assumed it was an angle, which it was, and now apparently it's over. So
What a strange thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, let me just call my color commentator, like, get him out of there. Right during the last match and confuse the shit out of everyone.
But what do you think of Bam Neely?
He's a boner. Like, what's he supposed to be? Fucking
Offense.
roadkill? Like, the dude looks like roadkill.
That's who I thought it was. I thought Roadkill lost weight.
Yeah, I was like, God damn, they brought in roadkill. And then I was like, hold on, that's roadkill. That's some fucking scrub.
We had Dreamer versus Knox in an Extreme Rules match.
And you know I love Mike Knox.
You love Mike Knox, huh?
Steroids or not, that guy's going places. Fucking nowhere. That dude sucks. I like all the people that are real shitty that are never going to do anything.
Sure.
Like Adam Lee and Mike Knox. Like, you ever see Mike Knox fucking holding the belt?
Hey, they've given Mike Knox a push of late. This could be the beginning of his big run.
Yeah. You know, who knows? He could be ECW champion next week.
He could.
That belt really matters at this point.
It's on Kane.
Yeah, like, let's put it on the dentist. Fucking fantastic.
It's better than Chavo.
Yeah, like, who the fuck cares about that dude? I mean, really.
About Chavo? No one. Nobody.
Chavo Guerrero, like, Jesus fucking Christ, get real. And fucking Vicky Guerrero, all the Guerreros, get them the fuck out of here. Like, Eddie's dead. Everybody's over it. You know, fucking get the hell out of here. Go to TNA and wrestle in their stupid ring. You don't want.
Hector is in TNA.
Hector Guerrero is there, yes, so they could have a big family reunion. You're not a
Oh
big...
yeah, isn't he like a announcer?
He is a Spanish announcer, yes.
See, it's so fucking horrible that I know that. You know, I catch like 5 seconds of that shitty ass show every week, and it's just fucking awful. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Not to get off the ECW topic. But
Sure.
I saw yesterday, you know, Kurt Angle doing this thing. Is that guy dying? Like, does he have cancer or something? Because he looks awful.
Well,
he looks really emaciated. Like,
he's actually...
Is it just me?
He's much smaller, don't get me wrong, but I think he's actually been doing a lot of training. He's actually doing MMA training like 4 days a week. So I think
is that what's happening?
He lost a bunch of weight. He's down to like 209.
I thought I saw him and I was like, Jesus Christ, I think Angle got AIDS or something, because he's looking fucking bad.
And he's much leaner. He's much leaner.
All right, well, I'll take your word for it.
He did hurt his neck in Korea, though.
Yeah, I heard something
shockingly.
about it.
He had the Bruno Sammartino get dropped on his head, on his bad neck, so we'll see what happens. But anyway,
who gives a shit?
we got to get back to
Fucking
Knox.
cares?
He won with
Yeah.
the Knox out, which is his finish. It's the fall away. It's the...
I forgot all about that. Adam Lee yelling that like a fucking retard.
The Knox out onto a chair. We
Yep.
had Kelly doing her...
classic moment.
What was that?
Another classic moment in ECW.
It is. Classic moment. Kelly did her extreme expose stripper routine.
Yeah, I'm glad they brought that back.
Yeah.
Really.
Layla ran in. They had a cat fight, and it fucking sucked, except when Kelly actually had the mount and threw these incredible punches, which was awesome. And then Geeks broke it up.
Dude, like, really, those chicks shouldn't be wrestling. Like, give me a break. Kelly and Layla, like...
Layla's really
they
bad.
should just be escorts.
Kelly is she's not hideous. She can take a beating, but Layla is fucking awful.
Yeah, they're whatever. Like, fuck, what the fuck are they doing in the ring? Come on.
Bad matches.
Marcus figured this out.
Yes. Then we had Shelton Benjamin doing commentary for Kofi Kingston versus The Teacher, which Kofi won with his wacky kick, and then Shelton ran in and beat him up afterwards, and that was that. No heat. This was a match on the 100th episode of this program.
Yeah, nobody cares about Matt Striker. Like, what happened to the fat dude he was hanging out with? Where'd that guy go?
Viscera?
Yeah.
They told him he was too fat. He has to lose 50 pounds. Yeah, 50
like
pounds.
They just figured it out.
Then he'll be slim and in shape.
He has to lose 10% of his weight, and then
like,
he'll be healthy.
We just figured out you're fat as shit. Go home. Like,
Yeah.
Fucking Christ, I could have told you he was fat as shit years ago. He was fucking King Mabel. Give me a fucking break here.
What do you think of Kofi?
He's kind of funny, but like whatever.
Not very hardcore.
Yeah, like the whole like boop boop, like whatever. Stupid.
You don't do that to yourself on the couch?
If the guy was high, it'd be a lot funnier because it'd be more accurate.
We had Colin Delaney versus Armando for the contract.
Yeah, Armando Estrada jacked up.
You know, we used to watch Armando Estrada in Ohio Valley back in the day, and he didn't look like that.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Where'd all them muscles come from? Who knew?
Needle?
Ask Mike Knox. They had a match, and Colin won with a sunset flip. His legs were so powerful that the muscular Armando could not kick out.
Yeah, amazing.
And then he did a big wacky celebration. He'd won his contract, and everybody was happy, and it was the biggest celebration I ever saw. And Colin Delaney is now the ultimate indie geek who has made it, and I have no idea what you do with him now that he's won.
He's the, is he like Mikey Whipwreck? Is that the deal?
That's the plan. But now that he's won, I don't know what you do with him.
Yeah, it's like the story is over now. He got his big
Yeah,
win.
he got his contract, and now what's he going to do? Just job out there?
He'll probably just take a violent beating every single week, which I'm fine
I
with.
mean, there's no way that dude can get legitimate victories over, like, real people. Like,
Mark, do you think you could beat Colin Delaney?
I mean, really. Unless you want to make people look bad, I guess. He could fight with the Divas, I suppose.
They'd kill him,
Might
too.
be able to wrestle them, but...
What was your question for Mark?
Do you think you could beat up Colin Delaney?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I can't beat up anybody. I'm fucking...
I thought you could. Oh, so's he. Here's my point, though.
What about Vince? Could you beat up Vince?
Yeah. No, I could not beat up Vince.
I don't like this show anymore.
He's fat. He could kill me.
That's right. I could smother you with my girth. Lay on you and squeeze the air out.
I mean,
Hey, Mark, do you ever watch fighting?
Fighting?
Like MMA?
Like in the street?
UFC?
Yeah, I watched The Ultimate Fighter.
You know that they, the IFL, you ever heard of the IFL?
No.
Oh. Well, they're moving to a 6-sided ring. I thought you'd appreciate that.
What's the IFL?
It's a low reds, you know.
Is it like fucking fake UFC or something?
No, it's real.
Like,
They're in a
I
ring,
mean,
though.
they got like a million different things now, like WEC and all that nonsense.
What do you think of this season of Ultimate Fighter?
I don't know, like, I just like to see people fighting, really, like, all the fucking, like, reality TV show bullshit with everybody crying and Rampage pushing over fucking stop signs and shit, like, that's all whatever, but seeing dudes fight, that's cool.
You just want to see dudes punch each other.
Yeah, like in the second episode, I think it was, that one dude just got fucking worked out. He got wrecked, and he was like, you know, he got real fucked up, and he was like, "What? Where am I? Are we sparring? What the fuck's going on?"
When
I was like,
going,
"Man, that dude is fucked up." Like, it's funny just to watch people get fucking beat up.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
So then we had Punk and Kane against Chavo and the Fence Bam Neely. This is your main event of the 100th episode.
And we have a rematch of that at Judgment Day. Am I not correct?
Oh, Christ, I hope not.
I think that's happening.
Wow. Miz and Morrison did commentary, which was the highlight of this. They had a bunch of... they buried Adam Lee. We had Kane getting the hot tag, and then Punk tagged in and did some wacky spots. And then Kane punched Chavo, and Punk hit the GTS for the pin. Everybody went home happy. And, this was one lame anniversary show.
The highlight of this match...
Like, all the shows have been lame.
The highlight of this match is Mike Adamley saying this would be unparalleled. Be no comparison to this ever.
The best thing about Adamley is he says, "Have mercy," like, in every match. Like, that's his tagline, "Have mercy." He's fucking Uncle Jesse from fucking Full House.
I never made that comparison before.
The dude rule.
All right, you had a message for Adam Lee again, or for Adam Lee fans?
Yeah, I'm just, just leave the guy alone. Like, he's doing his job. He kind of sucks at it, but really, like, I couldn't do that job. I'd be fucking confused the entire time. I'm half fucking retarded. I can't string two sentences together. And I highly doubt most of the fucking wrestling audience out there could do a much better job than he's doing.
That's right. So everyone leave Mike Adamley the fuck alone.
Yeah, just fucking give the dude a break.
Give him a break.
He's been fucking working at this stupid job for like fucking 3 weeks. Like, what do you expect? Like, he's gonna come out and be the fucking greatest fucking commentator ever?
That's right.
And everybody's pissed off because fucking Styles left. Like, who fucking cares? It's not like he was making ECW fucking ECW. Like, the shit ain't ECW. It's fucking Ohio Valley televised, which they're not even affiliated with them anymore. So it's the other place.
It's Florida Championship Wrestling on national television.
Yeah, so who fucking cares, honestly? Like, it's fucking wrestling. Wrestling is stupid. It's supposed to be fucking stupid. Okay, some guy fucks up, he fucking called the fucking chin lock the wrong thing. Who fucking cares? Like, aren't there, like, more pressing issues in the world today? You know, war in Iraq,
Sure.
gas prices, Democratic race, Obama and Clinton, aren't there more,
pressing
bigger things to worry about than Mike Adamley fucking up some calls?
Bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. So he called a table a picnic table. Still a fucking table. Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
Did you watch SmackDown?
Personally, I think ECW is about 1,000 times better now that Adamley is calling the matches, because he's so goddamn dumb, and he calls things so fucking poorly. It just makes the show entertaining. The show's awful anyway.
So at least you can laugh at it now.
Terrible. It's a fucking botch fest the entire night. You got Adam Lee on the mic saying dumbass things. It makes it way fucking better.
Now, what about SmackDown? Did you check out SmackDown this week?
I checked it out and fast forward.
Wow. What? No. I was asking you about doing the show a couple days ago, and you mentioned you'd actually watched a lot of stuff. Is this like you've decided to go back to wrestling, or it was just a coincidence that you watched a bunch of stuff this week?
I don't know. I always watch Raw because, you know,
Raw.
I guess, because I don't have anything else to do on a fucking Monday night.
Sure.
And usually on Tuesdays I have a band, so I have practice on Tuesday, and I usually miss ECW, but for our singer got hit by a truck. So
sorry, I shouldn't laugh
practice
at that.
was a little short this week, so when I got home I was like, oh, ECW's on, I guess I'll turn it on and have it playing in the
Sounds like the
background
worst
while-
week I've ever heard of. Your friend gets hit by a truck, and then you watch ECW.
Yeah, well, he was fine. He was just gimping around. It was kind of funny.
Tell me the story about how this man got hit by a truck.
Oh, it's nothing big. He was riding his bike in, I think he was in West Effort, which is this shithole town in South Jersey, and some lady just ran him over. He just tumbled up under the hood, fell off, and then I guess the lady took off.
Jesus.
Hit and run.
Wow.
Welcome to New Jersey.
That sucks.
Yeah, so he's gimping around, but...
And then TNA?
I'll be alright.
You just watch a couple minutes of TNA here and there?
Yeah, last night, you know.
Yeah.
About 10 o'clock, I think I turned it on.
Anything of note on that TNA show that you liked or passionately disliked?
You know what, like, it's all the same shit. They just have a dumber ring, and fucking Sting's still wrestling for some reason.
He
Like,
is,
that
yes.
dude's fucking ancient.
Hey, have you ever really thought about why you hate this ring so much? Have you ever thought that perhaps it's sort of an irrational hatred? It's kind of like Mike Adamley, you know what I mean? There's bigger fish to fry.
You always try to convince me.
Well, no,
not
because
hate that ring.
I hate TNA too. Don't get me wrong. I hate Impact. I hate it passionately. There are 100 reasons to hate it, and the ring is very low on that list.
I know, you always tell this. You always say this to me, but, like, really? I don't think half the wrestling is, you know, awful. But they're just wrestling in a fucking ridiculous ring. It looks like a fucking circus. It's retarded. And then you got, like, all these matches with these fucking really odd stipulations, like reverse battle royal. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, what? Like a reverse battle royal.
It is stupid. And a pole match.
Everything they do is stupid.
That's true. A lot of dumb shit, yeah.
Like, they're having, at the pay-per-view this weekend, I guess they're having some sort of Mad Max Terror Dome match. Some fucking bullshit. Like, what the fuck are they thinking?
Here's a question for you. Do you understand the tag team tournament that they're doing?
No, I like, there's way too much, like, going on in that. Like, first I just thought it was, they're just pairing people up at random for the belts, but then I see that there's also established tag teams in it, and no, I don't understand at all. I don't know why, you know, I guess I'm just used to watching WWE where they don't pay attention to any belts except for the World Championship and the WWE Championship. So, like, seeing them pay so much attention to the tag team belts, like, well, what the fuck? Why are you even paying attention to those stupid belts? They don't matter.
Exactly, yeah.
But
now,
whatever.
SmackDown, are you a fan of SmackDown?
No.
No.
No, it's fucking terrible. It's stupid. Pretty much, like, Raw's stupid too, but at least it has Mr. Kennedy on it. And you know how much I love that guy.
Big fan of Kennedy. Even with his babyface turn?
You know, like, it was bound to happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, the whole, like, run he's got with Regal right now, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
What do you think of William Regal as the king?
I've always been a Regal fan. He's just fucking stupid. He's another one of those fucking stupid people. You know, I can dig on King Regal. I would have much rather King Kennedy, but I guess he was off filming a movie.
King Kennedy.
You know.
Sure.
Kennedy just misses out all the time. He's supposed to be Vince's son, and he got suspended.
He's had an unfortunate time in his career.
He was supposed to get the belt, won the Money in the Bank jam, and fucking injured himself.
Well, one bad thing after another.
Yeah, I mean, dude can't catch a break. Whatever.
Now, Mark, before we wrap it up with you today, your movie is actually in it's at a festival up here.
Yeah, you coming?
I am going to be heading. Actually, it's on my birthday of all things, so hopefully I'll be heading out there. But give me the scoop.
Well, it's playing. There's a festival, the Seattle True Independent Film Festival, STIFF for short. We submitted it, and they liked it. So it's playing. I think the place is called the Capitol Hill Arts something or other.
Yeah, it's in Seattle, everybody.
Thursday the 12th at
June
4:30.
12th? At what time?
June 12th, 4:30. We should have all these solid details on it in the next couple weeks, and it'll be up on the MySpace page.
Well, plug the MySpace.
It's myspace.com/spree-movie. We got the trailer that's on there. We got the behind the scenes.
I remember the trailer
thing that's going on, and a bunch of other shit. All the bands that were in the movie. We got links to their shit, so you can check out a bunch of cool ass bands. Because everybody that helped out, everybody's awesome. So,
Maybe you should plug the movie for people who haven't heard before, who don't know what it's about.
Oh, well, it's basically it's about these four disillusioned young men. They're in college. They all have their own little problems going on, and they feel the only way that they can relieve some stress is by going around and killing people. So they make a game out of a cross-country killing spree, and hilarity ensues from there.
Hilarity.
So it's a comedy.
It's funny that we actually have a couple of people in particular that are listening to the show right now that live in Seattle that I think when they hear the concept of Spree movie, they will be getting their tickets immediately to see this concept. So
I hope to see, at least some people there,
That's right.
Not just me and my drunk-ass friends.
We'll have a Figure 4 get-together at Spree movie.
I'm sure there's actually a bar in the theater where it's playing.
That sounds like Capitol Hill to me, yes.
Well, Vinny will be there for sure then.
That's what my director of photography, he lives out there and he knows. Like, I've never been to the place when I lived out there, but he's been there, and he's like, yeah, there's a bar downstairs, and I was like, well, that's good, because I don't want to fucking watch the movie again, because I've seen it about 5 million fucking times at this point. So I'll just sit down there and get fucking drunk, and you guys can watch it.
Well, everybody check it out. June 12th, Capitol Hill. You can go to myspace.com/Spree movie, and we'll have to have some sort of get-together there and watch this this little opus of yours.
Yeah, we gotta hang out when I'm out there,
Well, that sounds like a plan. I'll keep in touch. We'll have you back on here at some point and have another recap of the fabulous show that's ECW. But thanks again for doing the show, dude.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, I'll keep in touch.
All right, it's good talking to you.
All right, talk to you after a while.
All right, bro.
All right, see you.
Bye.
Passionate man, that Mark.
He's a talker.
He really is. It's the Rolling Stones. Come on now.
Painted black.
No way.
Black.
I see the girls go by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes.
Mike Knox. Mike Knox.
What?
Mike Knox. Mike Knox. Fuck me.
Mike Knox!
Suck my dick.
What is this? Just every drop ever put to a very strange song, and then ending with Great Khali shouting, "You!"
It was strange.
Hello?
I love you, won't you tell me your name?
This is Ian.
That. I hate to put Carlos the Dwarf over, but that was a masterpiece right there.
Yes, again, it made his point.
Hello?
I love you, won't you tell me your name?
This is Ian.
Oh, Ian.
It made his joke, and then it ended. Did not overstay its welcome.
No. The chicks had their thing. At least this made sense. As stupid as the whole thing was, it made sense. Now, I mean, the whole idea of this match is stupid. You have a battle royal, and the last two in have a ladder match, and the loser, meaning the person in second place, gets shaved.
Okay.
That right there is just stupid.
Here is the absolute peak of stupidity, maybe in the history of the world. The first entrance to walk down the aisle just to make their entrance for the match were Team Prawn. And they get in the ring, and Don West notes, these two are going to have to work together to be successful here. And I thought, Don, you fuckwit. If they work together, then they're both in the ladder match, and then one of them is guaranteed to be shaved. That's a bad idea.
I can't blame Don.
I can.
Maybe he just didn't get it.
When you put it that way, I suppose he may have just been confused like the rest of us.
Yes. So, with those stupid rules out of the way, what they did made sense. It came down to the Voodoo Queen and Gail Kim.
You know, I swear to God, not 2 minutes later, Salinas was the first elimination, and Don West says, well, she's out, but I think she'll be happy about it in a minute. Just pointing out this is a match where you don't want to win.
I thought the best part was when she got thrown out, and TNA was not sure if she actually was eliminated.
There was also that, too. They just saw her on the floor, and they're like, is she out? I don't know. I'm confused.
They had no idea how you were eliminated, if you had to go over the top or the middle or whatever. But anyway, so it came down to Gail and the Voodoo Queen. And if you'll recall, Gail won immunity, meaning if she loses, she doesn't get shaved. The runner-up gets shaved, which apparently was Angelina Love. So, Gail had nothing to lose here.
Right.
Keep that in mind. So, her and the Voodoo Queen have a match, and of course, because Gail has immunity, and because Angelina is the runner-up, Angelina, it is in her best interests to screw Roxy.
It took us a long time to figure that out, but that is right.
Everybody got that?
Yes.
So, Roxy was going to win, but Angelina tipped the ladder over, and then Gail climbed up and won.
Are we all square on this?
That means that Gail is the winner, and Voodoo Queen must be shaved.
Yes.
Immediately after this happens, Gail goes after Angelina and starts beating her up. She's mad that Angelina screwed Roxy and caused her to have to get her head shaved.
Correct.
So earlier when I said this all made sense, I was wrong.
This part here was backwards.
If Gail was so angry that her friend Roxy had to be shaved, why didn't she let Roxy win and then Angelina would be saved?
Shaved.
Shaved. God damn it, I hate this company.
Her head, anyway.
So they shaved Roxy.
They gave Roxy a good shaving, eventually.
People chanted, Fire Russo. People chanted, this sucks. Or no, bullshit.
That may have been me chanting this sucks.
And that was that.
They gathered all the heroic knockouts like Salinas and ODB showing her sensitive side, and they all gathered around to watch, holding hands with tears in their eyes, and all I could think was, she's not dying. She's getting a haircut. It will grow back. In fact, the worst thing by far was when Gail threw the ladder at her and she was bleeding.
Bleeding bad.
And we saw how clearly it was because it was right on top of her scalp. So that was far worse than the haircut. And they shaved her, and And everyone got over it, and then they raised their hands, and the fans all chanted Roxy, Roxy. So now she is their hero. Now they want to see her get revenge on Team Prawn. So, almost by accident, this may have led to something good.
She's bald.
It'll grow back.
You know how fucking long it takes to grow hair?
A while.
A year to get it the length mine is right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I've cut mine a few times, but 8 months before it's shoulder length. Already you're kind of geek music. Wow.
Yeah!
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
That's my new ring. If God forbid I ever wrestle again, that's my new theme song.
We are here in Las Vegas. It is our annual Vegas road trip show. We've got quite the eclectic crew here. Myself, Vinny.
Hi.
We've got Dan, formerly, shall I see your board name?
Peach Machine.
Formerly the Peach Machine. We've got Alex here, who's Plipster, who I tried to refer to as his board name so I'd remember him, but he demanded that it's the real world and we call him Alex.
In the real world, we do.
That's right. And he is, in fact, from another land, for those of you wondering about the accent.
He's from across the sea.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And we've got Ed in San Antonio here.
And I lost my voice yelling at fucking LaToya Machida, that motherfucker. So please bear with me.
He lost his voice yelling at LaToya Machida, for those of you that didn't understand that. He did lose his voice. We thought he should have the Kane voice gimmick. But yeah. Now, I think we should start with you, Ed. We don't have any sort of plan for this show. We all came into this room 5 minutes ago. I set this thing up and we hit record. Nobody has any idea where it's going to go. We're just going to talk about the trip and the experience. Some of you apparently have some stuff you'd like to say about UFC. That's fine. But it's mostly adventures on the road.
And a lot of stories about hookers.
And maybe a story here and there about a hooker. So, Ed, we're going to start with you. Now, you obviously arranged the trip last year. You got hammered out of your mind. We put a cone on your head. You very much enjoyed it enough that you arranged a trip again this year. So, the big question is, at near the end of this trip, Ed, was this more fun than last year?
Considering that I got to spend 4 hours with Ty and I remember every fucking minute of it, yes, this is a better fucking trip.
What happened last year with Ty?
I fucking don't know.
Tell us who Ty is.
Tell us what you remember.
What I remember is waking up with no money and fucking a headache, and that's about it.
Well, I mean, what's the last thing you remember?
The last thing I remember is standing up, and that's it.
You stood up in scores, and that's the last thing you remember.
Yes, until I woke up in the bed with Fritz. Well, not with Fritz, but Fritz.
We've all been there.
Now that's a story that we didn't hear. Tell me about waking up. Actually, we need Fritz here to tell the story about how you, in the middle of the night, you suddenly began screaming, "Oh shit!" and flailing your arms and legs about, and then dying again.
That was last year.
That was last year, yes.
And he was about to let me die, that bastard.
He was going to let you die. So now, compared to last year, you had much more fun this year because you remember the whole thing.
Pretty much, and plus, there's about 25 guys here who are some of the coolest fucking people who I've ever fucking met.
So you had a fun time.
Yes, I did.
How much did you bring for Ty?
Actually, I ended up taking not as much money as I wanted to. I only took $500. And
you only took $500 to scores?
I only took $500 to scores.
Wow. How much did you spend last year?
At Scores, actually about 500 or 600.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
But we weren't there very long last year. We were only there
No.
for an hour or two.
No.
Before you got drunk and forgot everything.
We actually were there a long time dragging you outside. So you brought $500.
Yeah, so basically I told her I had $500. I planned to give it all to her. She goes, well, that's basically an hour, but I'll spend a little more time with you. Turned into 4 hours, 45 minutes in the VIP. And after I was squared up with her, she ended up buying me a drink and she gave me one last dance for the road. So I am a very happy man.
And maybe something else.
Oh, Mike told me I should invite her to San Antonio. So in December, come my birthday time, I think Ty and Ed will have a reunion in San Antonio.
You're going to fly her to your home.
I think I will.
Now, the most amazing part of this particular story to me is this. She gave him a free lap dance.
Yeah.
If any of you have ever been to a strip club, that's absurd.
Well, actually, like I say, I paid for 100. Well, I paid for 1 hour.
Yeah, she didn't give him a free dance.
I got 4 hours, 3 hours free.
True, yes.
He got 3 free hours.
Yeah.
So I made out like a bandit compared to other people who spent all their money, like Vinny.
We're going to talk to Vinny here in a moment.
Jay Bennett fucking outspent all of us. I think he spent like 10 grand.
Jay Bennett did spend the most. It was not 10 grand.
Weren't we not going to say names?
Well,
is that not public knowledge by now?
That's public knowledge. We'll say the names in regards to the hooker stories.
Okay, all right. We'll keep the strippers.
Except yours.
Strip clubs are fair game. Oh,
Sure.
Never mind.
Yes. So Vinny, why don't you tell your tale? Because I had a list of the 3 biggest spenders at the strip club.
Uh-huh.
And I had you at the bottom,
Yeah.
then Ed,
Uh-huh.
then a mystery man who has unfortunately been revealed to be Jay Bennett. That's fine.
It's a mystery still.
As it turns out, Vinny, you outspent Ed in San Antonio at Scores.
And how many
And you
dances?
did not get 4 hours.
Absolutely not. No. They got a much better deal than me. My story of Scores is somewhat complicated in that I found myself unwillingly and unexpectedly thrust into something of a leadership position where it was my job to decide, first of all, decide what alcohol we would be getting, second of all, to collect the money. That's the head of San Antonio's Hulkamania ringtone going on. So, I selected the bottle of Crown Royal, which was $500. Then I had to try to collect money from everyone. And then I had to deal with the people who said Ed owed them money, whereas meanwhile I owed Ed money for dinner, so it got very complicated and my head hurt. Sorry, I'm laughing at Ed. So, that was annoyance number 1. Annoyance number 2 gets a little complicated.
I think B. Are we in B?
We're in B.
B.
Okay. So, it gets a little complicated. To make a long story short, the second time I went upstairs, I wanted to pay with my credit card. This is a huge mistake. Mistake number 1, on any card transaction, the club charges an outrageous fee. Is it $5? Is it $10? No. The fee is 10% of the charge. That is a violent rape. But, to make a long story short, I was persuaded this would be a wise investment. However, when you pay a tip with your card, the tip ends up getting split between your dancer, your waitress, and the guy who's just upstairs sitting on a stool. And I did not want this tip to be split evenly, because the dancer did a hell of a lot more for me as a customer than the other 2 did. So it became a huge ordeal. We had to talk to her, the first floor boss, then the second floor boss. We went downstairs and around into this mysterious room where there was a wild party going on and talked to a third floor boss. They kept pushing us around and around. Finally, I just tipped like $10 and then took her to the cash machine and got her own separate tip, easier, got things taken care of. So I left the club. I was also heavily inebriated. That's an important point. So I sat down and tried to think about what I had just been through.
Is this after you came back downstairs?
Yes.
Okay, well, hold on a second.
All right.
All I know, first off, is when we just showed up, Ed went to the head of the table and sat down
For 5 seconds.
and looked more nervous than any man I've ever seen in my entire life. You were desperately looking for this girl. You didn't even know she was going to be here.
Well, but
You waited an entire year to come back to the club and see this girl, and you didn't know she was going to be there.
No, I did know because Mike made sure to let her know that we were going to be there. So.
I see.
Even before we walked in, though, when we were outside, as we were telling the club guys how many guys we had, and Mike Sawyer set us up, blah, 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 Ed suddenly runs up to the front of the line and pants, "Is Ty here?"
No, he goes, "Is Ty here?" And they say, "Who?" And he goes, "Ty, one of the strippers."
Yeah.
And the guy immediately goes, "Is entertainer Ty here tonight?" And it was confirmed that she was.
But there was a moment where there was I think when the guy said "who," Ed was not certain, and you've never seen a guy go so puppy dog so quickly. He was so just puppy dog sad.
Very sad.
Okay,
very
so-
sad.
And then
Hold on.
We get in there, and I end up standing up because I was just too nervous to sit down. And I see another, and I'm waiting, and I've asked 3 hosts to bring her, and she's yet to get there. So
3 hoes?
3 hosts.
Oh, hosts.
So I asked another Asian girl, do you know Thai? She replied with, I am not Thai, I am Chinese.
Wow.
And whoops, after a few minutes she finally got there, and I was the most happiest man in the fucking world.
Speaking of Ed saying things funny, remember in the car today when he said his chins hurt? I thought you'd eaten so much that your chins had, something had gone wrong with them. But anyway, Vince goes upstairs, and you were fucking gone forever.
Oh, yes.
Forever.
Yeah.
We thought we were going to send a rescue party up there.
That's not unwise.
Because we thought that you'd gone through thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yes.
And we were all just looking at each other like, I can't believe how much money Vince has spent up there. He's been up there for like 2 hours. And then you finally came back down and revealed that you actually not spent that much money.
No, we talked for... we ordered when you go upstairs, you have to order a drink too. So we ordered a drink, the waitress disappeared. She says, we'll start the dance when the waitress comes back. Well, this waitress was Christ knows where. So we talked and we talked and we talked for like 5 songs. And finally says, you know what, we're just going to get started. So she danced for a while, she started going, and a half hour went by, and that was the time I requested, and fun time was over. And she said, okay, well, let's handle the payment. And that's when the rigmarole and bullshit involving who gets the money and how much and whatnot.
What the fuck is a rigmarole?
What the fuck is a rigmarole?
It's a hassle, Ed. It's a hassle.
Bullshit.
It's bullshit, Ed. It was bullshit, actually. So the lesson here, folks, do not ever... just bring cash to scores. Do not try to pay with plastic. Only pain and misery will ensue.
Sure. Or borrow money from people.
Yeah, tell me about that, Brian.
This was great. This was a great plan on my part. You're sober now, so this may not seem so great, but...
It didn't seem great then.
You came downstairs hammered, and you'd been up there forever.
Yes.
And my thought was, he spent all this money. Will another $40 really bother him all that much? I was like, Vinny, why don't you buy me 2 dances? And you just... I mean, there wasn't even a thought. It was just, why would I buy you 2 dances? And every month I give you a check for what you do on the show, which a lot of people will find absurd, but it's true.
Yeah.
And I explained to you in your drunkenness that I had 2 checks waiting for you that may very well pay a good portion of the money that you spent tonight.
Actually, you told me at the time it would cover everything.
Well, I didn't know what you'd spent.
Yeah.
I assumed it was $20. But anyway, I said I had 2 checks here that were waiting for you that may very well pay for, or more than pay for, what you spent here tonight. And you said, really? And you paused for a second, and then you grabbed your wallet and you gave me $60.
No.
It was 40.
I gave you 40.
Someone else gave me.
Jay Bennett threw in 20.
Oh, that's right. Jay Bennett threw in 20.
He's not 50 with his cash.
No, he is not.
When he parties, everyone parties.
I think that now that his name has been mentioned, we can reveal that he did in fact spend a lot of money.
He spent more than me.
No.
He spent about $3,000. He was.
But he was greedy. He had to have 2 girls at a time.
Yeah, by the time I decided what to order, by the time I picked out the bottle of Crown Royal, I turn over and look at Jay Bennett, and he's not gone upstairs. He's sitting there right in front of me with 2 women on his lap.
Oh, yeah.
So I figure he's paying for this. I'm not going to interrupt him. I'll collect the money later, and after I collect his money, then I'll have fun myself. Jay Bennett did not move for days and days and days and days.
No. Jay Bennett, he just has a little money. And
apparently.
He went to Scores and just had a great time.
He did.
That was that.
No disputing.
No. Now, how was your trip to Scores there, Alex, in the real world?
I'm Alex in the real world, yes. It went not as happily as other people's.
I just remember when you first got there.
I had cash.
You first got there and you sat down, and like within seconds there was a girl on your lap.
2.
And then a few minutes later you came over and just, you were not happy.
All right. We go in there, and it's a nice place. I like Scores. It's a very nice, somewhat classy place, better than the places I've been to. You walk in, we sit down, and Vince, put that away, please.
Sorry.
Vince is looking at what do they call those?
Hooker magazine.
It's a hooker magazine.
Anyway, I go in there, and I sit down, and a very nice girl comes up to me. She goes, would you like to get the party started? And I'm thinking, cool. Sit to my lap. and she asks me, what would I like? And she gives me an assortment of what looks like medical vials. of various colours, and she starts saying weird names like, this is the erect nipple, this one is dribbling jizz, this one is the homeless Jew, whatever the fudge they're called. And she goes, pick one, and I picked the most sauciest one, and she put in her cleavage, and then she says, have a drink, and I drank it out. Then she starts sucking the other end, and gyrating on me, and I'm thinking, this is nice, I'm doing well. And then she carries on gyrating, and I'm getting happier and happier. Then she goes away, and I'm less happy. But don't worry, someone came to save the day. Crazy geisha woman, as I now know her, leapt onto my lap and said to me, would you like to dance? And I go, I want her. Why am I got you? I want this girl over here, but she's off giving drinks to everyone else. In her own special magical way.
Sure.
And this other woman, she's gyrating on me, says, would you like to lap dance? Okay, I'll take a fucking dance if you'll just get rid of me.
I hope you told it to her exactly like that, with that accent.
I just told her, I just went, I was being polite, so I just went, yeah, give me a dance, and she gave me a dance, she gyrated, she put her rather badly done fake boobs in my face. And I thought, great, here's her 100, can I have change for that? Sure! I never saw the change.
Wow.
This was a $20 lap dance, I got screwed. And
Wow.
not in the,
And not
not the
screwed.
good way. Anyway, she comes back a short while later, I think, oh, fuck yeah, here goes my change! And she just sits in my lap again. And I'm thinking, okay, am I going to get all these lap dances now? That's great. No, she wants to take me upstairs. And this seems not good. I don't want to go upstairs. I hear what happens upstairs. I'm going to get fleeced.
Sure.
I'm going to be completely broke when I come back down. This was actually right, but here's the story of how that happened. She said that she's grinding away, telling me that I'm God's gift to all masculinity. She loves my accent. Everyone loves my accent.
Right now, everything's funny for Eddie. He's been drinking this whole time.
He's just sitting there on the bed, looking like the happiest man you've ever seen in your life, and he's drinking more.
He's drinking Mike's hard, so...
And Mike is very hard. Anyway.
This is disgusting.
This is disgusting. Anyway. She's gyrating, and the cute girl comes back, the cute girl which gave me the body shot, and she's got money with her, and I'm thinking, aha! Here's my change! This is my chance to get my money back. So she gives me these 20s, and I go, ha! And it goes, can I have the money? And I think, okay, here's $20. Fuck off. And off she fucked. And of course, I'm getting ground on again by this crazy geisha woman. She's grinding and pounding, and I'm not getting turned on because she's not doing anything for me.
There's this word. There's a word we have in America. She's
not
called
doing anything
no.
for me.
Yeah, I was just being polite. I just thought if I just gave her what she wanted for now, I'd have money and
Being
she'd
polite
go
in a
away.
strip club, young man, is a bad
Hey,
idea.
in the previous strip clubs I've been to, if you don't actually ask for anything, you don't get anything.
Welcome to Vegas.
Welcome to Vegas.
You get more than you want.
And she's grinding away, tits in my face, and I'm not enjoying myself. I want to get a drink. I'm thirsty. And cute girl comes back, and she looks upset. Not pissed off, not angry, but she just looks troubled. She said, "Did you get me the 100?" And I said, "Yes, fuck off." And she's yelled at by the geisha girl. And then she goes, "I'll take you upstairs. It's very sexy up there. I'll take you upstairs." And I think, no. My mouth goes, no! And she goes, "I'll just take you, show you around. I'll just show you around." And I think,
Just show you around.
Show me around. So I buy into this bollocks. And she takes me upstairs. She goes, "Oh, you got great skin." Yeah, thanks. And I go, "This is my room. It's the $1,000 room." So I go, "No, leaving. Bye." No. This is the other room. This is the $200 room. No, fuck you. No. Then she sits me down and goes, This is the $100 room. All right, we'll stay here.
Even though you didn't like her.
Even though I didn't like her, I was just being nice. And she sits me down and she goes, and the waitress goes, "This is my friend. 2 drink minimum." And I go, "I don't want 2 drinks. I'm going downstairs." "No, you buy me a drink." "I don't want to buy you a drink. I just want to go downstairs. I don't want to buy 2 drinks while I'm up here." So I buy 2 drinks.
Can I tell you what? My self-esteem right now is soaring.
Oh, trust me, the evening actually got much better later. So basically she grinds away, tells me I'm the king, I'm God, I'm Jesus Christ incarnate in British pasty form. And she grinds, she's telling me she loves my dimples. I don't have dimples. I pulled expressions in the mirror the next day to find these dimples. These dimples show when I'm pissed off and doing this. You can't see it obviously, people,
I just saw
but that's the expression. I pay my money, I fuck off, I go to the cash point, the ATM, to get more cash. My account is now frozen, because I've been spending so much money in Vegas. Another member of the board, who I won't mention because it might get out that he might not want people to know he was in the scores, he lent me, by the end of the night, about $400 or $500.
Wow.
Yeah.
I owe him cash. I'm going to PayPal them to you, buddy, don't worry, I love you. I get paid next week. But the rest of the evening was fantastic. I got drunk, I had drinks, more attractive women gave me the grind, and the next morning I had lots of fake tan all over my clothes, and I can't wear these clothes ever again.
Wow.
Scores! 2 thumbs up.
How can you argue with that endorsement?
Dan, you came in yesterday. What's your tale? You missed the real action.
I missed scores, you know what?
I'm going to finish up scores and we'll move on to Dan, because as Brian noted, after weeks in the desert, I came downstairs at scores, and they asked, how much have you spent tonight? And I was quite drunk. I was rather angry at this point because I had to do the bullshit involving the tip, and I tried to do math in my head, and I came out, I think I came in just under $1,000. That's bad, everyone. That's more money than I wanted to spend. So I was trying to pass it off saying, hey, it's once a year. You're not the first guy to get drunk in Vegas and spend too much at a strip club. If things happen, you'll be able to pay rent. Life will go on.
I do it all the time.
You do it all the time.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life. So then the next day, I checked my bank account and I checked my receipts. I redid some math in my head and I figured, you know what? I came out of there about $700 down, and my goal was $500. So a $200 overshot, I can deal with that. And so I was in a fine mood from then on.
Wow.
That was a great story right there.
There was a great moment in the club that I don't even remember when it was.
It was after I spent about 45 minutes up in the VIP with Ty. I came down, and I was all happy and jacked. I came up, everyone's waving at me. I throw my arms in the air, and I guess you can tell him.
He threw his arms up in victory, and for some reason there was only the top button buttoned on his shirt, and thus it opened up and exposed only his gut. That was the only thing that we saw. And, that was something I needed. I didn't need a photo of, but I needed a photo of. You know what I mean? That's something that needed to be on the board.
I need therapy after that.
And unfortunately, didn't have it.
So Brian, how were your lap dances?
Fine.
That's all you have to say?
Yeah.
Can't describe the girl at all?
No. I remember she had a
Were you drunk too?
I was drunk.
Was it the first lap dance of your life?
No.
Have you ever paid for one?
I have paid for, no.
Okay.
I did very well here in Vegas. Between
strip club cherry.
Between lap dances and drinks, I did very
mooched
well.
everyone.
I have mooched everybody.
You cheap fuck.
I did mooch you quite a bit, Alex.
I know, but then I've been mooching you tonight.
You will.
Yes.
I'm sure you will, yes.
But I do have a conclusion to my story for the girl that I ripped off the $100 for.
Sure.
I saw her wandering around, and she was pretty close to tears.
Oh.
Yeah. I gave her the fucking 100 back. She seemed quite happy.
You're an English gentleman.
You fell for every trick in the book,
I
dude.
did. But
every trick in the book.
My last lap dance of the evening, I paid the $100 for the 3 songs deal.
Yeah.
And I got this. She was a very lovely girl. I was quite happy with her. She didn't speak very much English. She was perfect. We went to the corner. Some guy goes, how was she? And she was very good. We went to the corner and she gyrated. First song, The Hand That Feeds by 9 Inch Nails, a good sexy song she grinded to. The last song, I can't remember what the last song was, but it was very sexy. The second song seemed to be Dancing Queen by ABBA.
Oh yeah.
And bless her, she did her best.
Oh my God.
Less rhythm there.
Dan, tell your tale.
I don't know if I have a tale because I missed scores the first night, but let me tell you what. We were at, where the hell were we at? Samba tonight. Samba?
Oh, Samba, the
fucking,
steakhouse.
the goddamn steakhouse tonight. And I out-ate every one of you
including me.
Including Bryan, including Vinny, including Ed and San Antonio.
You did out-eat me.
Thank God I make a bet for the Gallaghers and not there, so I would have been out a lot of money.
You definitely out-ate me, and considering you out-ate Bryan, you would have out-eaten me on my best day, but this was not my best eating day.
No.
I had to this point a thing of ice cream, a mint chip dazzler from Haagen-Dazs, and half of an In-N-Out cheeseburger, and we got to the steakhouse, and I still wasn't hungry. You know why? Because all I've done the past 3 days is drink and eat.
I went to In-N-Out Burger and ice cream, and I ate.
And I'll say this for like the 4th time today. When we went to Dick's Last Stand last night, I ordered a Sanford platter for 4 people, and then I ate it.
Yes, he did. And I ate all the celery.
You're the celery
and the lemons.
And you're the lemons.
That's it. You ate
Alex
all the
had
fried
one
food.
cheese stick. So I had the rest of the cheese sticks, the chicken strips, the fried shrimp, and the chicken wings. I was fat.
Yes, indeed. But
we walked there. We walked to the steakhouse, and my back was killing me. And so all I cared about was drinking. And so you, Dan, had brought, what did you bring, vodka?
I brought a little vodka with me because, you know what, I hate when people have to serve me and it's too damn long, so you know what, I want to get drunk fast, so I'm bringing my own shit.
I got a Diet Coke, I drank half of it and poured vodka in, and then I got what did I get, a margarita?
Big-ass strawberry.
Big-ass margarita. I got so fucked up at the steakhouse, it wasn't even funny, but I still ate all the steak until you tapped me out.
Bryan was the funniest fucking drunk I've ever seen. He got drunk on probably 2.5 shots, and...
Impossible.
He ate like 64 ounces of fucking meat, and he looked like a 9-year-old girl with a big-ass belly.
I had a big belly. And that was a great barbecue.
It was fucking rad.
Flank steak, baby.
I can't doubt it. It was the best barbecue I've ever eaten. And I'll also say this, I beat Bryan in the eating contest. I also beat everybody in bringing chicks to Vegas.
Yeah.
Because I brought 4 chicks to Vegas.
You did provide far more chicks than anybody else.
The group as a whole...
Except the local pimp, I will say that.
the group as a whole, I believe, brought 5, and that includes Stevie J and his wife.
Yes.
So I brought the other 4,
yeah.
And, granted, they didn't put out for many
I didn't
people.
bring her, but there was an unnamed woman that I somewhat provided.
Interesting.
Hang on. How come everyone who provided a girl, I ended up looking after that girl at 5 a.m.?
You know what?
Because you're a nice guy!
I paid a freaking taxi, and she turns up at the hotel with a bloody face.
She had a bit of a
Tell that story.
I don't know if I should tell the story. I'll give you the summary.
You have to give the names.
I'll give you the summary. You know what? One of the girls showed up at 6:30 in the morning with a knock on my hotel room door, and she's got fucking,
She's locked on your door because she's staying in the same room.
Staying in my same room, right? But
she didn't come for a booty call at 6 a.m. mate. Let's not paint a picture here.
I was passed out, quite frankly, and the fire department dropped her off at 6:30 a.m. because she had massive wounds on her forehead and her nose because she was found in an alley.
Who was the last person she was seen with?
Plipster, but
Alex.
I don't want to name. No, Plipster was a fucking total gentleman.
What a gentleman you turned out to be. Except for when you beat her.
She was found behind a dumpster at our hotel room, but apparently she had came to and she had decided she was hungry at 6 a.m. and decided to wander around and got lost and fell down and cut her head open.
She told me she accidentally went outside. That's when you're drunk.
That's what happens when you drink,
and got stuck in the lift.
85 ounces of vodka. And she got
stuck in the elevator.
The lift?
The lift.
That's British for elevator.
Cultural differences, mate. Go with them.
All right, she got stuck in the lift and the Louvre. Possibly the same thing.
And the Louvre. She went to fucking France, mate. She went to study art in the middle of the night in fucking Vegas. Why the fuck would you do that?
There is the Paris here. There's the Eiffel Tower and the Arc de Triomphe.
You're right. It's probably a half-size Louvre.
She's taking a piss in the elevator. I'm sorry.
One piece is this big.
She did show up today with cuts all over her face.
It was an unlucky, unfortunate incident, but she was okay.
She was fine.
Had nothing to do with Plipster.
She was in rare form tonight, drinking like crazy.
She's drinking like crazy. She's going to meet us out in a little bit, as well as the other one. And we're going to have a great fucking time, and they're party girls, and we're ready to roll. And you know what? I've never had a greater fucking time with 5 dudes I've never met before.
You're all in a hotel room with right now.
Yeah, right, on one bed, mind you.
One bed. We're all snuggled in tight.
Now we
got most of it.
Let's see.
Crotch is really not in my face right now.
Thursday we showed up, and we went to Dick's.
Well,
Indeed.
Actually, the party started before.
Okay. Well, we didn't. Well, our party started right before we got on the plane in Seattle. We got a text from Mike Sawyer, and the text from Mike Sawyer read in its entirety: Ed has been in Las Vegas for 3 hours and has already gotten laid. He met up with a hooker he found on Craigslist. That was the whole story. Now, Ed, carry on.
Well, I had some time to kill before I had to catch the plane.
I had some time to kill.
So I checked out Craigslist.
Wait a second. You had some time to kill before you got on the plane?
Yeah, I was at home.
So this was in San Antonio?
Yeah, I got the number in San Antonio. I was prepared, goddammit.
Okay.
I'm not an amateur here.
That's for
I
fucking
know
sure.
what the fuck I'm doing. So anyway, I called this girl over. She's about 20 years old. She's about 5'11". She's
5'11"?
Yeah, she was fucking tall. And then she had some fucking high ass heels, so she was towering over me. And then she was real hot. She was thick. She wasn't fat at all. Anyway,
real hot. Thick,
so-
but real hot.
So anyway, I ended up spending a little more than I wanted to, but I will say this: I fucking humbled that fucking bitch.
Ed, it's Jesus.
Anyway, had a good old time.
Anyway, he says.
But
Anyway.
I was not the first one to do a fucking hooker. Another gentleman on the board got there a little earlier, and he did the same thing. But unfortunately for him, he fucking came before he even had sex with her.
That was so much more information than we needed to know right there.
Okay, so moving on. We finally land. We meet up with the gang at a place called Dick's Last Stand in Excalibur. It's a loud and rowdy bar. They have a live band. The crew all yells at you. We're all getting drunk, and I met Ed walking in. He was not on the people mover. I was walking next to him. And I said, "Hey Ed, hey Vinny." We said hi. So we go in and we sit down and we get some drinks. And I was going to tease Ed about his encounter, and before I could, he slapped me on the shoulder and said, "Guess who's the man?" I looked at him and he said, "Who got laid today?" I said, "You?" He said, "Yeah." So before I could make fun of him for this encounter, he was bragging to me about it, which took all the fun out of it.
Yes.
So that was our first night.
Brian, the girls are going to Coyote Ugly. Are we going there?
Yeah, that's actually in this hotel.
Okay,
that's fine.
Any other stories from the first night, Ed?
Yeah, well, later on when we were partying the Dicks, this so-called other member of the board who will remain nameless saw a little kind of chubby chick who ended up being a hooker. So he decided that he since he failed epically in the first time that he was gonna, make up for it. So he went up and did the deed. And by that time I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck her too. So I went and fucked the little bitch too. So I got laid twice in one night. So that was fucking great. So
now this board member, this was his second.
This was his second.
So now this is 4 prostitute purchases
in one day.
Okay.
But I will say this: at least I was able to go a decent amount of time. Said other board member went less than 1 minute.
What's a decent amount of time in your book?
45 seconds.
I'd say 15
seconds.
Seconds?
Minutes.
No, you're full of shit.
Okay, maybe more like fucking
5,
7 or 8, but
6.
No, it was more than that.
What is this?
Do you have any other stories from the first day?
I turned up. I lay down. I fell asleep. Oliver Cop rang me. We went to Dick's. We met Joe CC.
Oh, speaking of which, if anyone has seen Joe CC, or Joe CC, if you are out there, please contact someone from the board immediately. We're all worried if you are still alive or not.
Yes, this is actually kind of, it's halfway a joke, but at the same time, Joe CC showed up Thursday. We saw him Thursday. He showed up at Gallagher's on Friday.
He was there Wednesday.
He was there Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He was supposed to sit next to you at UFC?
Yeah, we had an empty seat next to me at UFC, and we were like, who the fuck is supposed to be sitting here? And we're like, well, whatever.
He was supposed to sit next to you at UFC. He did not show up.
He did not show up at all.
We have not seen him since. He has not contacted anybody. So we would like to find out where Joe CC is. So if you're listening to this, please give us an update.
We're going to call the morgue in a few minutes and see if he's over there, but,
But if I could spread some light on it, me and Oliver Cott were sitting, having a nice drink, and then Joe CC turns up, and within 45 seconds we both agreed that he was on heroin. So...
Wow.
That could explain it. He could be lying somewhere with a needle in his arm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll stop worrying then.
Hopefully he just ate a lot.
Yeah, what about a sugar rush on?
It could have been.
Yeah.
There's no way this fucking show is going on the board. There's no way.
It is.
Brian's going to throw this one right in the
No.
trash.
Crippler, do you have any comments on the first day? You just showed up.
Oh, no, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. He wants nothing to do with this.
We got girls waiting for us at Coyote Ugly.
Tell him to hold on. He wants nothing to do with this. I don't blame him. So, then we had day 2, which was Gallagher's.
Which was Gallagher's.
Tell us about Gallagher's, Ed.
Gallagher's was cool, but unfortunately my dumb ass doesn't know how to fucking add fucking tax and drinks. And the price was a little more than I fucking thought, and everyone was looking at me like, you fucking asshole.
I'll just put it this way.
But everyone paid their bill, and we had a good time.
Hold on. Ed is not an asshole. However, last year, I believe I got a 42-ounce prime rib, and I was charged about $38 for it. This year, I got a 21-ounce prime rib, and my final bill was $150.
But
no buys.
But we had special menus with a chili bag on them.
That is not even close to being worth $105 or whatever it was.
But we did have a very special guest show up. one Mr. Dave Meltzer.
That is
joined
true.
the party.
Who did not want to know the rest of us at all.
No, Dave walked in, sat down next to Bryan, and kept his mouth shut, and God bless him.
Many people have taken credit for getting Dave there. I will also take credit. He called right when we all sat down, and just out of the blue, he said, "Well, where are you at right now?" And I said, "Well, we're all at Gallagher's eating." And he goes, "Oh, well, I'll walk by." And I thought, what the fuck? And I went and sat down, and Dave actually did show up. He sat down, and he even ate. He got he got chicken, which was the size of my fist. It was apparently really good chicken, but for $150, no buys. No buys.
I would like to say, just by the way, anyone who's not met Dave Meltzer, he is a nice guy.
Oh yeah, Dave's the nicest guy in the world.
The highlight for me in the dinner was I mentioned about how he had that epic mullet. He kind of looked embarrassed. I said, "Don't worry about it. Check out mine." And Dave Meltzer said, "That's cool."
Dave Meltzer loves Ed San Antonio's mullet.
He does.
Yes, right.
And Dave also did not know the story about Ed cutting a promo on him in the limo while drunk last year.
Until fucking David, Bryan Fritz knocked me off.
Brian Fritz did in fact reveal that, and Dave's like, "What? He cut a promo on me?" But everything ended up okay.
Yes, I introduced myself to Dave Meltzer for the first time. We had never exchanged emails. We never exchanged phone calls. So I didn't actually know if he knew who I was. So I merely said...
I didn't think he did either.
No, I said, "Hello, Dave. I'm Brian's friend Vince." And to my pleasant surprise, he went, "Oh, Brian's friend Vince." So either he did in fact know who I was, or he's a fantastic actor.
Well, he gets the news there, so I'm sure he's at least seen your name. He may not have actually read it.
Yeah.
But afterwards I said, "Hey, did you meet Vince?" And he goes, "Yeah, Brian's friend Vinny."
Yeah.
And I thought, that's the most surreal moment of my life right there.
It was quite strange.
Yeah. So anyway. But it was fun. He hung out and then got the hell out of there. And I don't think he ever saw the group again.
No,
but
he went to a fighting show with us.
he went to... Oh, yeah, he did. That night, he came to the Tough Enough show. Yeah, so he went to the Tough Enough show, and that was a good time. And then after that, we went to Score, so we already covered that. But then Saturday was UFC. We don't have a ton of time, but if anybody has any comments on UFC, now's the time to speak.
Mostly boring fights with awesome finishes.
Mostly boring fights?
What the
Well,
fuck show?
whoa. No. I misspoke there, I'll be honest.
Sure.
There are quite a few fights where it seemed to be not lots going on. No lots going on. Oh my god, he's dead.
Well, actually, I did notice during the Tito Lyoto fight, there was a clinch, and I've never seen so much heat for a clinch.
No.
But I think if you would have watched that fight without the sound, that wasn't much of a fight.
No.
But live, it was awesome.
I almost shit my pants when he got that triangle. Nearly
Yes.
got the triangle.
Yeah.
Won a shitload of money, but I lost a shitload of money because he's a fucking homo. I hate Tito Ortiz.
Everybody bet. I just was like, I remember looking at all the odds and thinking they were so wacky, and the odds makers were right.
They were right.
They were right.
They were right.
Did anyone on our crew actually win a bet on a fight?
No.
I won a lot of money on Penn. But
Okay, you want to e-bet on a fight. That's all I have to say. Everyone I thought you lost everything.
I did win money on fight, but you know what? I lost money on Jardine, and I was like, you know what? What the fuck was I thinking? I forgot Vanderlei was from Las Vegas. I forgot. I was like, I knew that shit, and they introduced him. I'm like, wow, he's losing.
Ed, any thoughts?
I want to fucking shoot Latoya in the fucking face.
Latoya.
Latoya beats Totem.
Latoya Machito.
Yeah, Latoya Machito.
Yeah, sorry, son of a bitch. That's all I'm gonna call.
That was Saturday night, and then afterwards, you guys went back to Dick's. Is that what happened?
You were there too, Homo.
Yeah, but I showed up late. I showed up there, and I was there for about a half hour.
I babbled your brains out.
You babbled for a half hour, but it was fine. I would have left much earlier if it was ridiculous.
I got even more drunk on Saturday night than I did on Thursday or Friday, and the band was playing
horrible covers. That's what
I disagree. I thought they were awesome.
You hated that one song. You were like, what the fuck?
Well, they did play that fucking awful Blister in the Sun song.
Also at Dick's, we got to meet the girls for the first time. Your friends.
The girls I brought.
Yeah, the girls he brought, which was cool, but unfortunately I was scared out of my mind because they were threatening to cut off my mullet fucking every minute of the night.
Yeah. Dan's friends are adamant that Ed must cut his ponytail
But
off.
they have big boobs, so you can't fault them.
That's true. And one of them has offered you 3 blowjobs.
But not from her.
Well, she wants her friend in the first one.
I have 3. I brought 3 girls to the party. They each offered you a blowjob to cut off your mullet.
That's not quite true. One of them offered a blowjob from all 3 of them. The other 2 are not in on the plan.
Yeah,
True. But anyway, still you're not doing it, so whatever.
Well, no,
No, I said I would, but then they chickened out.
All I know is Vince got back at about 4:30, and I have no idea what happened from about 3 to 4:30.
Neither do I.
Honestly, I do have to.
Uh-oh. Crippler has some proof of something that happened here.
well equipped for the street, but we hung out.
I'll get this together.
I brought her with Dan's friends. We danced to, let's see, I Want to Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day.
Actually, hold on. Let me add something here, because this was from earlier in the evening.
No, let me add something else.
No, let me add some. Go ahead.
Said board member, who will remain nameless.
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a second.
Go ahead, Bryan.
I went to eat with Dave, and this was about midnight. It was Dave and Bryan, and you sent me a text. Oh boy, some evidence, photographic evidence. Vince sent me a text.
That'll be on the board soon.
Yes.
Vince is grabbing some fat guy's ass.
Vince is in fact grabbing some fat guy's ass, and he's got the biggest smile on his face I've ever seen.
And it will be on the board soon.
Yeah.
Which actually makes my story even better, because at about 12:15 you sent me a text, and it
Oh, wait,
said...
wait. Go ahead.
You sent me a text, and it said something like,
You were missing out on a good time.
you were missing out on a good time because you are gay.
Yes.
And I responded, please tell me more. And you responded with, I have a boob in my hand, and I did not pay for it.
Something along those lines, yes.
And then at about 2 o'clock a.m., when they were closing down the restaurant, I got a call from a very drunken girl who was telling me I needed to show up immediately at the bar.
This is my friend.
Apparently you had put her up to this.
Actually, no.
No,
Really?
I put her
Oh,
up to
you
this.
put her
I
up to
said-
this.
I said, get Brian's number from Vinny, call him, tell him he's a fag for not coming out here because Vinny got to feel your tits.
You're a very gentle-spoken man.
Yes, yes.
When are you going to finish school again?
So I went out there and there was no boob feeling. It was just everyone took
Oh, you
pictures.
missed it.
Yeah,
You missed it.
It was.
The
It
boobs
was.
went away.
It was.
No, the boobs grew.
Now Ed.
What?
I have no idea.
Ed, let's get into the juicy stuff now.
Okay.
We've bullshitted enough.
We'll see.
Enough bullshit. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Before we get into the juicy stuff, we got to make people wait for this. That leads us to today, where we went to. What do we do today? We went to the Stratosphere.
Yeah.
We drove. Okay, we drove to the In-N-Out Burger. Oliver said we'll go to the In-N-Out Burger, which is right by the UFC training center, and then we'll all go ride the Stratosphere. I'm not down with riding the Stratosphere. So I thought I'll go with these guys. So me and Vince went out to the front door, and it was me, Vince, Crippler, Ed, Brian Fritz, and Oliver, who had one car.
And I was still asleep at this point.
It was Fritz, Crippler, me, and Vince all in the back seat.
Yes, I was in the back seat with 3 other dudes.
Bad idea. We went to the In-N-Out Burger, and
When
Oliver...
we first climbed in, poor Crippler. He was the last guy in, and he didn't want to sit on my lap. Don't know why. No. So he ended up, he somehow managed to, like, jump in the air, shut the door, and then land half on the seat, half on the door handle. And we drove about 8 minutes, or 8 seconds, and he began to whimper about pain in his ass and testicles.
That is no good. That also reminds me of when we were leaving Scores on Friday night. Apparently, everybody had spent every dime that they had, and we had no means of transportation home.
Right.
I don't know how we ended up getting a limo.
Sideswipe had money.
Did he?
He paid
Okay,
for it.
so
Great man.
somebody paid for the limo back home, but that was poor planning.
Oh,
I don't
yes.
know what we thought was going to happen. Like, it was just going to take us home for free or
We
something
just
like
walked
that.
5 miles.
So we went to the In-N-Out Burger, and then Oliver stands up and he points to the horizon, and he goes, "That building right there, that's the UFC training center." That's as close as we got to it. He took us to the hotel that had the Stratosphere.
Okay, the hotel is the Stratosphere.
The hotel is the Stratosphere. He took us there. We all went in. We walked to where the Stratosphere was. Everybody saw the price for the Stratosphere. We walked back to the entrance, and we went home. That was the entire afternoon trip.
That was the worst. We walked over there. We found. I knew there'd be a fee. I figured it would be a fee to go up, and the rides would be free, or vice versa. But no. It's like $12 to go up, and then $13 per ride.
Yes.
What did you ride, Vince? Because you rode something that I didn't.
The one right there. There's one right there.
The New York coaster, which you can actually see
okay.
outside our window.
Okay.
But yeah, we all just looked at each other for like 20 seconds, and we were saying things like, "What do you think?" "I don't know." "Huh."
I knew. I just said no.
You immediately put a thumbs down to this, and the more we thought about it, and as you noted, you came out of the bathroom and said, "Wow, you look 100 years old, and I look worse." And we were all. As I've noted several times, I partied like a rock star, and all the rock stars died when they're 27, and I'm 32.
Yeah.
So
you were living on borrowed time.
We are all on borrowed time. We're all just near death.
and you've never seen a sorrier group of single dudes in Las Vegas in your life. Just look at each other.
Actually, they were all over the place.
Well,
there were some sorry dudes here in Vegas.
Except for me, because goddamn, I got laid, I got a blowjob, I spent 4 hours with Ty, and in San Antonio is the fucking man.
okay, that's true. At this point, though, you were sad. So, yes, after driving all the way up there, we decided to spend no money. We shuffled back, we found Oliver, we squeezed back into his clown car and headed back home.
Yeah. Now, Ed, that's actually brought us up to date, really, here, with most of the hijinks. So, I think it's time to get into the real debauchery, and Ed, you can talk about the body count. We won't mention any names, but let's first start with how many board members ended up paying for a prostitute on this trip that you were aware of?
Well, me and said board member and Crippler's friend. I'm not sure if anyone else did, but...
Not a board member, so
Three
for
fur. Yes, in my room, yes.
In his room.
Poor Crippler had to stay and hang out with us a little longer because he was not allowed in his room.
So, 3...
What?
2.5.
Twat. Dirty twat in Crippler's room.
But as total sexual acts go, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Jesus
encounters
Christ.
with hookers happened over a 2-day period.
I will tell one story, and I'll let you tell the others, because I will never forget the story. I'll let you tell the end part of it, but I think I said this on the other show. Bryan, Fritz, and I were walking from the MGM to Dick's. I'm walking down the sidewalk. I see there's not a lot of people out for some reason. We're on this kind of smaller sidewalk leading to the big sidewalk that goes to the thing, and I'm walking, and I see a girl walking towards me with a guy. And I'm like, wow, that's a good-looking girl right there. That is a high-end hooker that I'm looking at. And she gets closer, and I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at her, and all of a sudden, as she's about to pass, I just hear, "Hey, guys!" And I look up, and it is said board member. Now, said board member I knew had a few trysts. I thought it had been 5 at this point. And here I was walking, and this fucking guy passed me again with yet another. So he goes in, and we're like, my God. And we went into Dick's, and I was there for about 10 minutes. And seriously, like 10 minutes later, Ed gets a call and asks this question.
How long did you go this time?
And then you polled everybody.
I polled everybody. I said, how long do you think he lasts? I think some of the guesses were...
I did 27 seconds.
30 seconds. I think 26 seconds.
Someone said 26 just to trump me.
Yeah, and they won because it was 5.
5 seconds!
It was in and out, and that was about it.
5 seconds, including taking off his clothes.
And I asked him, I said, 5 seconds. Did she take you to dinner afterwards or something? Did you get anything more for your money? He's like, no, 5 seconds, and then she went home. 5 seconds. So this board member, how many are you aware of that he procured?
I want to say 5.
5! And you had how many?
I had 3.
3?
Which gets me to
Does that count this morning?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, after everyone left, I think me and Sideswipe were the last ones to leave. So he goes up to his room. I start making my way to the New York, where I see a pretty good-looking black hooker. And I pretty much pick her up. But the thing is, Fritz was crashing in the room, so I was like, you know what? We're going to have to, do it in the bathroom. So we get in the bathroom, we're getting ready, and we realize neither one of us has condoms. So we have to get out of the bathroom, go through the door. Fritz is probably awake because he's hearing the door and shit, so we go down and get some condoms.
We spoke to Fritz. He was awake.
Now tell the story about purchasing these condoms.
So we go to condoms. It's me, a very large Mexican, and an obvious hooker. And I go to put the condoms on the counter, and this lady just totally no-sold it.
Oh, yeah. She sees us every day.
Yeah, so we come back up, go in the bathroom, and if anyone's familiar with porn, I guess an example would be if you've ever seen Jasmine Sinclair give a blowjob, and you know how loud and wet that sounds, that is basically what happened to me. And luckily I was drunk, so I think actually the blowjob lasted about 15 minutes this time. Well, anyway, basically, the way we did it is we spread out a towel on the floor. I laid down and
Ed! Ed! I do not need this much information.
Anyway, we finish up. She takes off. I walk by. I'm like, Fritz, I know you're awake, Fritz.
Oh, God. You're going to have to make your fucking site 21 and up.
Oh, my God.
Well,
getting back to other said board member.
Oh yes, I've got a story about the said board member.
I'm going now. The day of UFC, we went to the MGM Grand for their brunch buffet. I ended up sitting next to said board member. And as I was sitting there enjoying my brunch, which at this time consisted of a plate of pancakes and bacon, and because I was in Vegas, beer. So I was in another world of joy at this point. And he's sitting next to me, and first thing he casually explains is that he begins to talk about the hookery he had the night before. And
over breakfast.
Over breakfast, yes. So he discusses. He says first thing she did was he noted it came about because he noticed that I had my bacon and pancakes together, and another plate I had Italian and Chinese food together, and he said he can never let his food touch like that because he has OCD. That's why he has to. He has to be very clean all the time. So this transitioned into, for example, he said, last night when I was with the hooker, she wanted to put lotion on me, and I insisted she didn't do it. So she said, well, do you mind if I put lotion on myself? Said board member said, sure, go ahead. So she did. She lotioned herself up, and then she had a little lotion left over in her hand, so she wiped it on his knee. To which his response was, great, now I will have to take a shower. So, to review, he's being drenched in horse sweat does not warrant a shower. Having lotion that is produced in a factory and inserted into a tube and then ends up on your knee, that must be washed away immediately.
Intended for your skin.
Intended for your skin. That has to be washed away. So, he continued, and he got as far as, this is also a direct quote, yeah, I lasted a lot longer than usual last night. And I slammed my beer on the table and I said, stop! I'm eating breakfast. We can talk about this later. That was a lie. I didn't want to talk about this at all. But I just want to make abundantly clear I did not want to talk about this over my pancakes and bacon. So he said, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just used to talking this way. I said, okay, I'm not mad, but don't. So, very special fellow, this board member.
I have two more stories about the special board member. Two more.
Okay.
One was obviously at schools. Every time I had a lap dance from anyone, he would come up to me and say, did you blow your load? Every time I said, no. And he asked, why? I wanted to point out to him that it takes a bit more than, admittedly, a rather attractive girl rubbing up against me to make me blow my wad.
As we Americans so quaintly put it.
Yeah. You're very special, wonderful people. I love you dearly. I do actually. I'm quite fond of Americans after this trip.
Mostly us.
And the second story goes to Dick's. Of course, Panic Attack brought two nice ladies to Dick's to come... not with Dick's, to Dick's, to come chat with us.
I hope.
And
it has not been confirmed.
No, wait. We're having a chat, and one of the girls is quite nice, so I go down to the end of the table and start talking to her. Seems quite nice. Later on, she's out having a cigarette, so I go up to her and have a chat. And then I noticed that the special board member is chatting to her. So I go, okay. And then he's gone again, so I go and talk to her again. We're having a talk down at the slot machines, because it's nice and quiet. We can have a quiet chat there. And she asks me if I was gay. And I said, no, why do you think I'm gay? Oh, because that special board member said you were.
Really?
So I got up and I informed everyone that he had told this girl that I was, of course, lover of the sausage. and I went up to him, and he has the most fucked up expression on his face when I tell him, because I do stand a full 7 feet over him. And he goes, no disrespect.
Ichiban.
I will say that special board member is from New Jersey. And this is
and he goes, I just felt you cock-blocked me, I'm really sorry, I just felt you cock-blocked me, and I thought, well, I just wanted to talk to her, and through future conversation, it turns out he cock-blocked himself, even if he believed I did, because apparently the third thing he said to this girl was, would you like to go up to my room and party?
Didn't work.
He could have cock-blocked himself on that one, and...
The drama on this trip.
It's not drama, it's pure comedy.
Well, sure, yes.
It was all in good fun. There was really no hard feelings between the two. It was kind of, maybe...
No, there is no... I'm not...
Aside from the beating this morning, everything seemed to be fine.
Yeah,
aside from the beating that the girl gave herself from falling down behind the dumpster.
After I bought her a taxi home.
You did. You were very...
Very nice of you.
I walked into a taxi, bought her a taxi home, And I sent her a text message saying, "Did you get home all right?" She said yes.
Which she did. She came into the room and she was totally fine after she had been stuck in the elevator for 15 minutes. called the fire department. The fire department got her out.
Did she actually get stuck, or was she just so drunk she couldn't push the button?
No. She got stuck.
Okay.
Between floors.
The fire department came and pulled her out, halfway in between two floors, pulled her out. She got into the room she was staying in, my room with my friend. We were passed out. She decided, you know what? I'm hungry at, 6 a.m. Decided to wander off, got a little loopy, got lost in our hotel, and made her way to behind a dumpster, fell down, cut her head open, and then there was another...
She looked like she'd been in UFC.
She looked worse than Tito.
She did. She looked worse than Tito and Sean Shirk.
Yes.
Sean Shirk, yeah. She took some jabs.
She bladed herself, I think. It
Yeah.
might have been a blade job, but
On a concrete floor.
it was a rough night for her, and she felt bad about it. But you know what? I think she did have some true feelings for you, Plip.
Well, there's still tonight.
She's waiting for us downstairs.
I don't know
so.
if you noticed, but she doesn't look really in the mood for anything right now. She looks a bit of a mess.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
There's a couple minutes left here. Does anybody have any other stories that they might remember that they'd like to tell?
Oh, no, Ed, no, please.
No, this was just very tripped me out. As soon as I get to the airport, I'm on the phone trying to call Crippler. I said, "Where you at?" He said, "Turn to your right." I turn to my right. All I hear is Ed in San Antonio.
In fucking San Antonio.
I go to the hotel. I check in. I turn around. I see said Bormer, who I did not know, and all I see is Ed in San Antonio. Next thing I know, throughout the day, 10 different times, someone walked up to me and said, "Ed in fucking San Antonio." So all you people who think I'm no bias or whatever, Ed in San Antonio is the most fucking famous person you will ever fucking meet.
Wow.
Holy shit, dude.
You've been holding that one in for a while, haven't you? Anybody else you'd like to say anything to?
We don't have enough time.
Okay.
You're not nearly drunk enough.
Well, one of my drunken conversations we had at Dick's, I'm going to tell this story because Crippler's in the room here. I asked the people who were there at the time, does it annoy you when I say true dad on the show?
Oh, God.
And I bring this up, and this is relevant. Crippler is the only member of the group who is, as the Iron Sheik would say, a black brother. So his opinion on this is particularly relevant. And his answer was, it used to bother me. Now that I've met you, it's cool.
Yes, many buys.
It is many buys, so yes.
So what is this conclusion you've come to?
I'm going to keep saying it.
So the 98% of people that don't know you will just continue to be annoyed.
True that.
Okay. Well, there you go then.
So everyone should come to Las Vargas Nevada.
That's right. I guess we should finish up. Ed, are you going to have another wacky party coming up this next year?
Well, first there will be another party in December because Ty will be coming to my house.
We're not invited to that one.
No, you guys can fuck up on that one. But there will be another convention come next summer. Hopefully there'll be another UFC we can all go to.
Hopefully it'll be sunny in Vegas.
Hopefully
the weather sucked this time. That's true.
We got rained on.
The weather was awesome. It was cooking like 70 degrees. A lot better than last time.
When? Here?
Yeah.
It was about
last time.
Hot enough. Fuck that.
Dude, it was 60 and raining. That sucked.
He's talking about last time.
Oh, yeah, last time it was awesome.
So anyway, we had a great time. We all, we had 25 people here, I think, total. Everyone got along.
Here and there?
Here and there.
Yeah.
So next year, I expect at least 50 of you bitches to get your asses over here.
It was a great time.
Yeah.
Did everybody have a great time?
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
It's the best city on earth.
That's right. So everybody should come out next year. We all had a good time. Thanks to everybody that came that's not here in this room right now. Hopefully everybody is in one piece. Many people have just flown out, and we have no idea what's going on. They a lot of them flew out this morning, so hopefully everybody made it home safe. So anyway, we'll put this up on the board, and if anybody has any further questions, I'll do another Ask Bryan on Tuesday and address some of them. So go ahead and put them up on the board, and that's it. So I guess we're all off to Coyote Ugly, which last year was very aptly named, if I recall correctly.
How dare you?
If I recall correctly. I'll have to put the picture up where I put the picture of a ham on the girl's head and you were gawking at her. That's the only Photoshop I've ever done, and it's my favorite one. So we're going to head over there for that, and thanks everybody for listening. We shall talk to you after a while.
Bye.
Later.
Lovely strolling slowly towards the sun. Green-eyed ocean smoothing every raging wave that comes.
That's it.
There you go, all. That's money right there.
Mexican. Mexican.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
These are my kind of songs here.
That was an A+ song.
This one stars you.
As it should. I'm a charismatic and exciting young fellow.
And Madonna.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It sucks.
That was a failure, if I've ever
That
had one.
was the definition of epic fail.
Let's try this.
Ready, son? Mm-hmm. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2. Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. We got some adverbs here. Come on, Bertie. Get the adverbs here. You're going to need some competition. Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Adverbs here. Anything you need and we can make it absolutely clear.
Winner!
What a fucked up show this is. That's like the Ultimate Fighter of entrance themes right there. You need some sort of graphic to tell you what that man's saying. Blind Willie saying children have a hard time. Go back and listen to it again. That is undoubtedly true in this world. Much like we had a hard time this weekend in Las Vegas, 5 straight days of debauchery. Debauchery.
Am I turned up?
You appear to be turned up. I had the wrong one turned up.
That's me. Okay, here we go. And now my voice is giving out. Excellent, excellent. Yes, for those of you freeloaders who missed the...
You got whatever. Were you kissing Ed?
I hope not. I did drink a lot. I can't rule it out.
Oh, boy.
But yes, for you freeloaders who missed the Las Vegas Roundtable recap show the other night, it was basically 4 straight days of hard living. And people, when you go to Las Vegas, people always ask, did you gamble? And my answer is yes, I gambled. But I did not gamble with money. I did not play one table game, one slot machine, one video poker, nothing. No, I gambled with my body. And I lost. And my life, and I lost. I gambled with my brain.
We
my
gambled
heart,
with God.
And my lungs, and most of all, my liver.
Yeah.
And I lost them all. I fell to the demon lord alcohol. In his many forms.
I mentioned this the other day, but I was carded all over the place. Thursday, Friday. Then I just remember Saturday night after the Brazilian steakhouse where I got so hammered at 5 o'clock p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I've rarely been that hammered. And I got really, really drunk and ate a lot of steak because I thought that would sober me up, and it really didn't. But on the way back we went from the Brazilian steakhouse to a bar, and then we headed back to the hotel, and on the way back, we went into a store, a convenience store. Ed wanted some liquor, and I owed him some money, so I bought the liquor, didn't get carded. Did not get carded from that point forward.
They said to themselves, this man is not in any way, shape, or form anywhere near the age of 21.
This man is got to be in his 4th decade.
He's maybe 121.
I looked horrible.
Yes, and you mentioned that, and then we were standing on the curb waiting for our ride, and you turned to me and said, wow, I think you said, you look worse than I do. And I thought little of it, and then we got home, and I went into work to get caught up with stuff. Yes, I had to go to work on Memorial Day. That's what happens when you take 5 days off. And I went to the bathroom, I looked at myself in the mirror, and good God.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ almighty. I look like if you took a homeless guy, drunk and passed out in the gutter, after a rainstorm, mind you, lying in the wet gutter, and you picked him up and you just gave him a clean shirt and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, my Christ.
Yes.
I need to.
A great time. Don't get me wrong.
This the way good time should be.
Yes.
You should not wake up from a good time refreshed.
No.
You should wake up from a good time dead.
It was a wonderful, wonderful time, and I'm sure that preparations are already being made for next year's big Empire convention in Las Vegas. I really don't want to think about it for 11 months and 29 days, if at all possible.
To be honest, I'm not sure I'm sober yet.
But it was a fun time, and I'd like to do an update from yesterday for those of you that listen to the show. And by the way, for those of you that listen to the show and complained about it, clearly you have severe reading comprehension issues. I remember somebody in the thread said, I didn't think I'd be hearing about Ed and prostitutes. And I thought, really? You really didn't think that? What did you think you'd be getting in this audio? Not to mention the fact that I made it so abundantly clear that this was not for children, this was not for the weak of heart, and it was nothing but an hour talking about debauchery. If you listened to that whole thing and you were angry with what you got, you're the idiot. So, with that said, for those of you that listen to that and were upset, I would also like to say that you'll be begging for that by the time this show's over, because all we have to talk about today is one boring-ass edition of Raw. What a show that was.
That sucked.
But anyway, I wanted to do an update from the show last night, and that is that I have not heard from Joe CC. For those of you that don't know the story, a bunch of people went to Vegas. We didn't all go together. Everybody just showed up randomly. You know, that they knew where to be, but it's not like we had like we didn't charter a jet or anything. As everybody came from all over the place, including Plipster from the UK, for example. And we all convened in Vegas, and a young man named Joe CC was there Thursday night, and then Joe CC that was there on Friday for dinner at Gallagher's, and then Joe CC was never seen again.
We were joking beforehand about what the body count would be, and at the time we got on the plane this morning, we believe the body count may actually have been 1.
Yes.
Just one higher than we desired.
He was supposed to be at the UFC show. He did not show up, and we never heard from him again. And there was grave concern in the Empire for this. But I have not been contacted by Joe CC. But I do have it on fairly good authority that he is alive. So, that's the update for everybody concerned. I don't know what happened. I know nothing about this story except that
evidence of this,
he is still in existence. I do know that.
I see. What's your evidence of this?
I cannot reveal that because I just cannot reveal my sources, Vince. I'm a reporter, okay? So anyway.
So your sources include people who spy on board members?
You never know.
All right.
You never know. So everybody listening to this right now, Big Brother is in fact watching you here in the Empire.
He's not that big as it turns out. Although right now, you're huge wide.
I was actually told by a board member that I was much bigger than they thought I was.
That's true.
They thought I would be, because they thought I was going to be Hornswoggle, which is incorrect. They said, you're an average-sized man.
Yeah. I believe it was Plipster who said he expected us to be giant haystacks and Hornswoggle.
And he was half right.
He was, how dare you?
You look so much like giant haystacks right now. Don't even lie.
No, it's true, because right now, and I mean right now as in he's dead, and that's what I look like.
I see. I'm not going to play this whole thing because it claims it's 5 minutes and 33 seconds, which can't be right. But it does say Scott Steiner rap, which intrigues me. So I'll play a little of it. I may play the whole thing.
Everybody wants to know. You don't know me. You don't know me. Everybody wants to know. You don't know me. You don't know me. And you don't know where I've been for. Heavyweight championship on the world. Everybody wants to know. You don't know me. You don't know me. Everybody wants to know. You don't know me. You don't know me. Everybody wants to know. You don't know me. You don't know me.
That was awesome.
That was significantly less than 5 minutes, by the way.
That was a victory right there, everyone. Wow. 44 seconds in, and there's not a single drop. This better be good.
Squat the thrust. Squat the thrust.
All right. I apologize.
Squat the thrust.
Okay.
That could have been done better.
I'm torn. It's a very fine line, but the 44 seconds of build-up to merely hear Santino say squat thrust repeatedly, there's something glorious about that.
There sort of is.
Something so pretentious about it.
Today may be an historic day in the history of the world, in fact. Not just the wrestling world, not just mixed martial arts. Everybody's talking about this big weekend. It's the most important weekend in 2008 as it pertains to many different things. Busiest weekend. Really, this could be the biggest weekend in the history of the Earth. I will read this. Purported UFO video to be shown Friday. A video that purportedly shows a living, breathing space alien will be shown to the news media Friday in Denver. Jeff Peckman, who is pushing a ballot initiative to create an extraterrestrial affairs commission in Denver to prepare the city for close encounters of the alien kind, said the video is authentic and convinced him that aliens exist. Quote, as impressive as it is, it's still one tiny portion in the context of a vast amount of peripheral evidence, he said Wednesday. It's really the final visual confirmation of what you already know to be true, having seen all the other evidence. When Peckman went before city officials this month to discuss his proposed ET initiative, he promised to show the video. Peckman said the general public will have to wait to see it because it's being included in a documentary by Stan Romanek. No one will be allowed to film this segment with the extraterrestrial because there's an agreement in place limiting that kind of exposure during negotiations for the documentary, he said. But people won't have to wait too long to see it for themselves. This is an open public meeting in about a month in Colorado Springs. We'll hope to do one in Denver at some point, and then in a few months there will be a documentary that anyone can have, and it'll have the footage. An instructor at the Colorado Film School in Denver scrutinized the video, quote, very carefully and determined it was authentic, Peckman said. Peckman, 54, said the video was among the reasons he was compelled to launch the proposed ballot initiative, which has generated news as far as South America. Quote, it shows an extraterrestrial's head popping up outside of a window at night, looking in the window. That's visible through an infrared camera, he said. The alien is about 4 feet tall and can be seen blinking, Peckman said earlier this month. In a statement, Peckman said other related credible evidence proving aliens exist will be shown at Friday's news conference, too. In 2003, Peckman authored an offbeat ballot initiative that would have required the city to implement stress reduction techniques. The Safety Through Peace initiative failed, but garnered 32% of the vote. That's tomorrow, everybody. Tomorrow. The Earth has been around for a long time. Humanity, and this tomorrow, today may be the day. Aliens.
Yeah.
Beings from other worlds confirmed.
Because they have nothing better to do.
I think I've seen some of them here during the show, in fact.
After flying how many light years to get here, they have nothing better to do than to go to this guy's backyard and peer into his window where he happens to be filming with an infrared camera.
Yeah.
I see.
It's today. Today, the world changes forever.
Amazing.
Think of how this will affect government and foreign policy.
And, by the way,
religion.
An alien peers into his window, and his response is not to scream and wet himself, but just calmly keep filming.
Yeah, he had an infrared camera.
If that part is true, he's the coolest dude there's ever been.
The alien is about 4 feet tall and can be seen blinking.
Blinking.
It's going to be a great day.
Everyone think about this. You're looking out the window at night, so really all you see is a reflection.
Think about the times that we've seen this so many times outside of this window.
Yeah. I'm picturing the traditional alien head, which is a large circle shape with two big giant black eyes.
Yeah.
It pops up, blinks twice, with the sound effect like a cartoon, boink,
Sure.
boink, and then goes back down.
I see it like Kilroy was here. I see little,
Sure, yeah,
little
peeking
fingers.
over, peeking over, peering into the window, and then going back away. Yes.
Guys, that's what we have to look forward today. I mean, wrestling, it all pales in comparison.
Yeah, or you can watch SmackDown. One of the two.
Or you could watch SmackDown. It all pales in comparison to this story that we're reporting on here today. But everybody, I just want you to know that, by the time most of you listen to this whole world, it's all flip topsy-turvy. It's crazy.
Hey, Cole, can I ask you something? Kozlov comes down to the ring to no music. Why not come out to some fancy type of Latin dance music? After all, he is the world Mambo champion. A little bit of Kozlov in my life. A little bit of Kozlov by my side. A little bit of Kozlov, all I need. A little bit of Kozlov, what I see. A little bit of party in the sun. A little bit of Kozlov all night long. A little bit of Kozlov, here I am. A little bit of you makes me your man.
That made me feel so much better.
That was really awesome. You know why it was awesome? There was one Khali, and I was thinking, okay, that's going to be Shiki. No, back to Kozlov.
Sure. Awesome.
Hello?
I love you, won't you tell me your name?
Hello?
I love you, let me jump in your game.
Hello?
I love you, won't you tell me your name?
Hello?
I love you, let me jump in your game.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Granny.
Hello?
What's going on?
Not too much. Getting ready to go to bed. I thought you weren't going to call.
Of course we're going to call. It's the Bryan and Vinny Show for Sunday night, May 18th, 2008. Granny, you're opening up the show.
Oh, I hope so. It's kind of late. So what's happening?
Oh, Granny. We actually want to talk to you a little bit tonight about some wrestling.
Yeah?
Not anything current, but back in the day, you used to go with us to the Temple Theater. You remember this?
Yes.
Vinny and I were talking about this the other day. We were laughing about the good old days and how some of your favorite wrestlers included the Cook and the Dandy.
He really wasn't my favorite.
You didn't like the Cook?
No, you guys just took that upon yourself.
Really?
What does that mean?
You always asked us if the Cook was going to be there, so we figured you must be a fan.
No, I didn't really like him that well.
Well, no one did. Now, what about the Dandy?
The what?
The Dandy.
Dandy?
Dandy. You don't remember the Dandy?
No.
All right, then.
Vinny, explain the Dandy to Granny. Maybe it'll
The Dandy wore the black and green outfit. He had the long, kind of crimped hair.
Oh, wow. Did he have a gal with him all the time?
Definitely not all the time. He may have on rare occasions.
Was that? No, you're thinking
the only
of.
one I can remember is the guy that had the stick. I could have killed him.
We were talking about him as well tonight.
Yeah, that was Tim's manager, Rizzo.
Oh, I hated him.
He always beat me.
Not
with
nearly as much as we did.
Always beat me with that stick. You remember that?
Yeah? Oh, I hated that. Anyway, talking about reminiscing, I listened to your Tuesday night radio show, and it made me think back that, I've been doing your newsletter since you first started.
That's right. You've been here since the beginning, Granny.
Yeah, and even a few times I helped pay for stamps.
Yeah, back in the day.
I drove to Linwood every week to pick up the newsletters.
Yeah.
And then one time your Aunt Lynn and I helped you pay for some printing when you couldn't afford it.
That's right.
That was a month ago?
No.
Tough times here in the Empire.
That's been a while ago, and she feels kind of bad because you don't hardly talk to her.
Oh, Granny, do we have to bring these things up here on the show? Come on now.
I have to give you a little bit, of what do you call it, trolling?
Trolling, she says.
Yeah, I got to give you a little of that.
Yeah? My mom sent me a trolling email the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah, apparently I'd written something in the newsletter, and I got a fact incorrect, and she sent me a correction. My mother.
That's not trolling.
She reads the newsletter?
Yeah.
Where's she? Oh,
I know, it's surprising, isn't it?
This is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I'm
Why
surprised.
do I have you guys
I'm-
on the show?
I'm surprised.
That was trolling, by the way, Brian, right there.
That really was. That really was.
Well, another thing too, watched last Friday. There wasn't anything on TV, so I watched the last few minutes of the Friday Night Wrestling.
Oh,
and
with Vicky Guerrero?
when I watched the Undertaker was ready to get Vicky, and I was so excited I thought he was gonna throw her out of the ring. Too bad somebody saved her.
It's horrible. It's too bad. A woman in a wheelchair, Granny. Come on
I
now.
can't stand her. She can get up and walk anytime she wants.
Well, then what's the chair for, huh?
You know what I think they should do?
Hmm.
They should start a rumor that her and Vince McMahon are having an affair.
A rumor, you say?
Yeah.
Well, you never know. She's got that job.
She got it somehow.
Granny, oh my goodness, Granny, please.
Wow.
Let's change subjects.
Please.
And my friend Sylvia, she watches wrestling 3 times a week, and she even watched TNA the other night, but she said it was awful.
You don't say.
This woman is a woman after my own. How old is she?
Oh, let's see. I think she just had her 66th birthday.
Well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. She have money? I'm kidding, Granny. No, but seriously.
She loves The Undertaker. Oh, those shows that you have up there at Marysville, do you charge admission?
Unfortunately, well, I could get you in free there, Granny, but yes, there is an intermission. It's like $8 or $10.
Well, I was thinking if you could send her and I a couple of tickets, we might come up sometime.
Really? Well, you should come up in June, Granny, because I'm in the main event fighting for the championship.
Oh, wow.
That's right. It's a title match.
Well, will you send us tickets?
I can probably get you in there, Granny, if you want to go up there. I may even be able to provide a little bit of transportation.
Oh, really? That would be great.
We'll see what happens, though, Granny. Don't get your hopes up. You've been trolling me too much.
Oh.
And you know who else is going to be there? The Honky Tonk Man.
Hey, I would love to go. She would love to watch that, too.
Really? Well, Granny, you guys are going to go to this next show, then. It's set in stone.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So yeah.
And I also listened to your show with RD.
Yes.
And you didn't say one bad word in there. Are you holding out for that money I promised you if you quit using foul language?
The $1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that ain't happening, Granny. But you know, RD did say when as soon as the show ended, he was like, damn it, I forgot to say, I just swore right there, I forgot to say hello to Granny. Make sure you tell her that I said hi. He was insistent that I tell you this, Granny. So I'm telling you here on the air in front of the world.
Yeah, I was disappointed that you didn't tell him because I told you to tell him.
I know. Well, yeah, it was early in the morning, Granny. I was just waking up.
Oh. Well, so you're going to Vegas on Thursday, huh?
We're going to Vegas on Thursday, yes.
It's going to be hot.
It's, well, not as hot as it was the last time we were there. Last time we were there, it was in the hundreds. This time it's only going to be in the high 80s.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's easy.
Well, it was 90 here yesterday.
Yeah, it was. And it was more humid than it will be in Vegas, so I think we'll be all right.
Is Vince going too?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I would not miss this trip for
a whole
anything.
bunch of dudes from the Empire are going to be down there, like 25 people, Granny. It's a big convention.
Oh, gosh, I wish I could go.
Yeah, you and Ed in San Antonio would get along just victoriously.
You wouldn't give me a ticket for that, though.
Granny, this is, come on now. Let's not get carried away. You want one free ticket to Tulalip. Let's not go nuts here.
Yeah, I'd love to go to that.
Well, we'll hook that up for you there, Granny. And everyone else listening right now can also show up next month in Tulalip.
June 21st.
June 21st, the Honky Tonk Man will be there, and it's myself versus Chris Ryzik for the championship, everybody. I'm going to get a tan for that one, I've determined.
Now, the Honky Tonk Man, is that a big wrestler or what?
The Honky Tonk Man, Granny, the world's
the greatest intercontinental champion of all time.
That's right. He's so great I forgot his catchphrase, but he's going to be there.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't know who they are, you know.
Go on the internet and type in Honky Tonk Man. Just type that in.
Okay, and how about trying to get Undertaker for Sylvia? She loves him.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be flying in Tulalip.
Brian, your grandmother asked for the Undertaker.
Yeah, she
I
also
expect you to
asked
follow
me,
through.
She also said she'd give me $1 million if I stopped swearing. So we'll see who's going to hold up their end of the bargain first.
You would have a better chance of getting the Undertaker.
It's very likely. I just want to throw that in there. Well, Granny, we got to let you go. We got a big show here today, but we'll talk to you next week, and we'll make more plans for the 21st.
Okay, and sorry I trolled on you.
That's okay, Granny. It happens to the best of us.
Okay.
That's being me.
Talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Adios. I always know we're going to have a great show when we kick it off with Granny.
You know, Undertaker at Toledo Championship Wrestling would be fucking awesome.
When you think of that crew there,
When I think of the Undertaker versus Wild Card,
think of Undertaker in that locker room. You haven't been up there. I'll talk to Buddy about this one, but that would be something.
Say
right
that for
there.
the Buddy Show, but that would be an awesome deal.
Indeed, it would.
Let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on.
Donkey the punch, and I already see the term slobber your knob. What's wrong with people? Seriously.
Bryan, this is your clientele. This is who you appeal to. This is your target demographic. Pervs.
Finally cashing in my shout-out after signing up for the second time, 3 months recurring, inspired by Chico's interview with the incomparable Larry Sweeney. That was a great interview, by the way.
And he is incomparable.
Still in the archives right now, in fact, if you head on up there. Of course, all of Camp F4W shows deliver the goods, which I found a pleasant surprise after signing up due to various emissaries of the Empire's appearances on the much-lamented Joe versus the World. Nonetheless, rather than utilizing my shout-out to endorse Contreras, TNA, Adrenaline, Flush, Simp, Love, and decry the pedophiles and deviants lurking in the dark corners of the board, and the well-lit areas, I might add, I'd like to save my words for Vinny. Vince, even Bryan apparently has a comely young lass these days. It's time to do one of three things. Lower your standards, convince attractive girls with terrible self-esteem of the myriad on the myriad of internet dating sites to slobber your knob. There it is. Or become a eunuch.
Well, I will only say this.
Yours in Christ.
I'll leave it in Christ.
Donkey the punch.
After the knob slobber comment. I will say this. One of those has come true.
Really? Well, there you go. I don't want to know any more. Oh, God. All three are bad. Hopefully it's lower your standards, because the idea of convincing an attractive girl with low self-esteem on an internet dating site to slobber your knob or becoming a eunuch. Actually, that third one might not be too bad. Might solve your rage issues. Let's just move on. Chico and Vinny. Almost done with my first month on the website. The audio is top-notch.
Excellent.
There is really too much audio, and we're ripping you off. But that's okay by me. I want to cash in my shout-out for the following people. Marty Eisenberg, for getting me in more trouble in the last year than ever before, but no regrets. Also, Paulie Morgan, Kim Spade, Wally J, and the Furious Five, Terry, and Dana White.
I know that guy. That's the first name I recognize.
Before I go, I just want to say something to a member of the board. I got a PM shoot last week from an idiot named Fuzz Hardman. You are a useless jackoff. You should be banned. No one wants to call your gay friends. Rot in the worst circle of hell, you pissant. Bryan, if you have any sense, you will get rid of this guy now. Thanks for all the great work, and Poder!
I don't disagree with the sentiment, but it's
the
not going to happen.
Wabash Wiener.
I'm sorry, what?
That's his name.
Say it again?
The Wabash Wiener.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, if we started banning everyone who should be banned, there'd be nobody left. So, yes, if you're a good, kind, decent person, stay out of the board. Just don't go there. It's a bad place. Rough town.
The board's been special lately. I will say one thing to the board, though. I will say this. There are a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people. There are people here and there that complain about my behavior. All I have to say is, would the board be any fun if I behaved in a different manner?
Well, yeah.
No. It would not.
It was fun, like when we first started this shindig. And
No, it wasn't.
No one hated you?
No. That was when we had 5 people on the board.
That was fun then.
It'll never go back.
That's because you won't put the assholes away. You let them stay.
You want me to moderate the board?
Yeah.
Okay, it's your job.
Do I have the power to ban people?
Just start banning.
You have to show me how.
No, you don't.
Ah, damn it.
Come on, dude. You can't ban people in real life. Why would you ban them on an internet board?
Because I can! What a stupid thing to say!
power-hungry bastards.
Yes.
Oh, we got to all get along.
If I could ban people in real life, believe me.
There
are 8 people on Earth.
We all share this world together, Vince.
That's the problem.
We must all get along. What an angry man.
I know.
Bryan, I'll make this short. I'm doing a term paper on Ric Flair. I need the April 14th, 2008 issue of The Observer as a source. Fortunately, Dave's subscription information is about as vague as the rules for TNA's tag title tournament. I don't know how to specify the order. An easy-to-understand answer would be much appreciated. Love the site. I appreciate all the hard work and dedication from everyone involved with the Empire. Thanks a lot. That's from Dr. Jackoff. What a crew we've had today. We've got a Wiener, Man Meat Munson, and Dr. Jackoff all in a row. What the fuck's going on?
I don't even know where to begin with that one. I guess if your last name is Jackoff, you better make something of yourself and become a doctor so you get some kind of respect in this world.
So yeah, anyway, the answer to your question is just sign up for like 4 issues of The Observer and PayPal Dave the money, and then send him an email telling him you signed up and what issue you want. That's all it is. Actually, I don't know if you can do 4 issues. I don't know how many you have to do, but
whatever the smallest number is.
I don't understand this thing, buddy. Just read the blurb.
Bryan does not often pay for The Observer. Or more importantly, he does not keep up on how to pay for The Observer.
Yeah, just read it. It'll tell you how many you need to buy to get a free issue, and then you just email him, and he'll email it to you. I believe that's how it works. Hey, boys. Randy Jr. here from Carl Stern's home state of Alabama. Randy Jr., is that a hamburger joint?
That's Carl's Jr.
I wanted to use my free shout-out to give a big congratulations to my nephew Travis and his new bride, Whitney. Sorry I couldn't make it to your wedding, but I had stuff going on.
Shit.
You know how it is, he says. Bryan learned a lesson from these two. They have united their love in a legal way. Not to mention the doing it they did. I have 5 kids, all by different mothers. No lie. Some call me a great man, and well, they'd be right. Unfortunately, I'm broke and live in Alabama. Anyway, good luck you two on your future together. Bryan, take it from me, vagina is vagina. Get it any way you can, but wear a rubber. I have a bird dog. Guys, if you're ever in Alabama...
So non sequitur.
Guys, if you're ever in Alabama, the beautiful, let old Randy Jr. know and he'll take care of you. Couple of quick shout-outs before I get off the intranet. My kids, Kevin, of course, Travis and Whitney, Darius, and Tommy Boy. Vinny, you've got no talent.
How dare you?
Haha, just kidding.
Ah, okay.
Mashed potatoes are tasty. Randy Jr.
Owner of a bird dog. That's where I got out of that shout-out more than anything else. He has a bird dog.
He has a bird dog.
I will not remember his kid's name in 5 minutes, but I remember that he has a bird dog.
Kevin.
I might remember Kevin.
Yeah. Randy Jr. That was a shout-out for you, if I've ever heard one. All right. Bryan and Vinny, sending this in to let you know that TNA Adrenaline Flush Volume 18 and 19...
I was going to say...
are now up in the radio show section of the board.
It's been a while since we've heard one of these.
Sorry to everyone, with them being a couple of months late. Next week I'll return with the biggest day of audio releases of all time. I can't even imagine what this is. The TNA Adrenaline Flush, everybody, is a compilation of rants that Vinny and I have done on Impact. And as you can see by the fact that there are now 19 volumes, we've had a couple. Contreras is now promising the biggest audio release of all time. I cannot even fathom what this could be.
It's really a quite simple process. TNA produces shitty television. We watch it and get angry. We record it. And then Contreras compiles them.
Sure.
Puts it all together.
Yeah, it's all available on the board for subscribers. He has shout-outs to Kid Zombie, Ed in San Antonio, Jimmy Lasers, Gordon Ramsay, Indiana Jones, Michael Hayes, Hooters Chicken Wings, the original Gojira...
yeah!
1980s Jim Crockett Promotions, and Granny.
A fine group of shout-outs there.
Fuck-offs to women. Uh-oh. Perma learned to spell, you fuckwit. Disco Inferno, TriStar, Larry Nelson, and TNA. An amazing list right there. That's from our good friend Contreras.
Thanks, Contreras.
You know when you get fuck off to women, there's been a problem.
You don't say.
That's what I gather from this shout-out. Contreras, I apologize, buddy. I'm sorry. Shit happens, buddy. But you know what? World's full of women.
There's other fish in the sea.
There's other fishies in the sea. Bryan, been subscribing since the start. Time to cash in. Gentlemanly shout-outs to the following: TJ Rooker, Gordon Destruction, Tan Annihilator, Stanley Treasure Crotch, Stretch Anderson, The Furnace, Atticus Van Huge Meat.
That's good, too.
Jerry Barboni, Orange Crush, John Prophet, Quentin Jackson, Brucey, Shadow, Jack Daniels, the Chazwuzzer, the LCBO, Beef Curtains, Montreal, Gordon, Edward, 40 Hands, Hollow Point Sniper, Hyperbole, William Regal's Hair, Pumpkinhead, Melman, Mike on Crack, Old UWA, GSP, Fuck You Clown. Fuck You Clown?
What? That one name?
No.
Old UWA, GSP, Fuck You Clown?
Where did Fuck You Clown come from? I remember screaming that at one point, but I can't remember why.
Probably in a match with Mini Clown.
May have been. Fuck you, clown! I thought that many times, wrestling that fucker. M-Dog's Castro Beard, Johnny Cash, Journey Radio Station, Penis McGoodtimes, Wino the Gyno, Octo the Procto, Bulbous the Clown, Raj and Taj, the Jihad Squad, and Spanish Tuxedo Matches. Hearty fuck-offs to the Quint Essential, the Evil Uncle Albert Mask, European Uppercuts. I remember Fuck You Clown. It was Wayne taught it to me. Remember? He used to teach me that. Because he used to go up to...
Wayne taught you how to say Fuck You Clown in sign language?
Yeah, because
when did this come into play?
Wayne's wife is deaf, and we used to go up to ICW, and he hated Mini Clown.
I see.
And so he would always be in the audience, and he would go, Fuck You Clown, or Fuck the Clown. And he showed me how to do it.
That's an awesome story.
I remember that to this day. New UWA, the Barn in Bolton, Old Man Winner, Bad Drops, Vince Russo, Freeloader, 7 a.m., Leafs Defense, the Jays Offense, lineups at Tim Hortons, and one gigantic suck-a-dick to Matt Pat. Tenderly, McFreeze.
I think Stanley Treasure Crotch, was that the right one? It was Treasure Crotch, Stanley Treasure Crotch. That, I think, just topped Strenuous Man Furry is my favorite name ever.
Stanley
Treasure Crotch. His crotch is a registered treasure.
I like Atticus Van Huge Meat.
That was a good one, too.
To the back!
Shut your ass!
I want everybody on the board to shut up.
Nice handling.
Message received at 12:15 p.m.
Hello?
End of message.
Can you hear me? Hey, can you guys hear me? Listen, I'm like an 8-ball, and just meet me at the hotel.
Oh, I love you, man. I love you. Yeah, motherfucker, man.
Going to go.
Fuckers!